Bong bong. Long time coming. Easy now, star. What up, Dread?
Yes, King, how you doing? So
Man, I'm blessed by the best. The two
glad we're
cents
making
in
it
ministry.
happen, man. We got there. We got there.
Live and direct on y'all. My name is OE Son, everybody. Y'all know y'all better press two and go share this immediately. Immediately. This one is getting ready to get like super viral real fast. From across the water. I already introduced myself. Y'all know who I am. This is my man though. Introduce yourself, King.
Yo, man. As you know, Darren LeBaron, also known as Darren Springer. I come by way of the UK, London. I spread spores and connect with people like yourself, bro. So that's what we're doing, man.
What's your zodiac, man? You gotta give everybody your team zodiac.
I'm Team Pisces.
Oh, so you was with the Kalindi crew for real, for real. You connected all the way in the deep mist of the water.
Yeah, shizzle.
Appreciate that, Tiffany, for sharing. Make sure y'all press two for y'all share this video. What up, Miss Debonair? You should be excited, Miss Psychic Baddie. We're getting ready to get it into it. So peace, peace, peace. All
Uh,
right. Raymond says spread them spores. We're about to spread it. So basically, I don't even know like how to even get started. How do we get here? I'm gonna just tell my little small part of the story because today we just want to kick it about the vibes. Because me and Brethren was just he finally clicked on. We supposed to done this like 6 weeks ago, maybe longer. So if you at the Detroit Psychedelic Conference, please press five. Darren was one of our keynote speakers that came in over Zoom from across the water while this scamdemic is popping. And so when Baba Kalindi came to Atlanta in February, I was just excited that I had him in Atlanta to teach a grow class and to let him teach because I was tired of watching him at the breaking convention keep getting cut off. I only got 5 minutes left. He just kept saying that. The videos was like 30 minutes. So I told him, I was like, yo, when you get to Atlanta, I said, you can let your balls hang, Baba. I said, nobody's opening for you and nobody's coming behind you. And he talked for like 3.5 hours. But while he was in Atlanta, only for he got here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think he left on Sunday. He told me the first 2 days, 3 times, he was like, "Oh, you got to bring Darren to Atlanta when he gets to Detroit." I was like, "Darren who? I don't know nobody named Darren." He was like, "You got to bring Darren." So the third time he told me, as if I didn't hear, I was like, "I heard you, Baba. I'm whoever the brother is. I'm gonna bring him." He was like, "Okay, okay." Then he went and taught the class. Next morning, I mean, he did the lecture. Then the next morning, we go into class. He say, "You got to make sure you bring Darren to Atlanta." I said, "Bob, you done told me 4 times now. I heard what you said. I won't be in disrespectful." I was like, "Bob, I heard you." So then he gets in the car with KT, the arts degree. He about to pull off. He say, "Make sure you bring Darren to Atlanta." I was like, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? Baba keeps saying I got to bring him to the A. So boom, Baba make the transition. And I was like, Darren. Baba told me something to do. I'm the type of guy they tell somebody, you tell me something to do, like I'm gonna finish that, and then we're gonna go with the last thing I tell you is what I want you to remember, or I do that. So I was like, he was like, bring Darren. So I got Darren on the phone. We talked for like what 2-3 hours that day, that first conversation, and he just explained the whole other side of like the breaking convention and when Baba used to go to Europe, and this is the brother who was helping Baba get through his travels through Europe and taking care of him, you know what I'm saying, on a real personal level, like you're supposed to treat your elders, man. So y'all better go ahead and put y'all hands together. Give it up for, hold on, I gotta get it. Y'all go ahead and put your hands together for my man Darren LeBaron out here in the streets. As I do these intros out here, more Pisces in the world. Good humor wasted. What it do? More Pisces gang. Oh God, here we go. Here we go. Okay, okay.
nice. Family.
What up, D? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm all good, bro. Like I'm good to be checking in with you, man. Like making it happen. Like today, I done an interview with one of your connections, and I'm like, as much as I'll be, it was a good vibes, good connections. I'm like, I still ain't checked in with bro. Oh, he's Sam yet, man. And that's why I was on you today. I was like, no, 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 no. It didn't feel good in my spirit, so I followed you this morning. then I hollered you again. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not letting the day slip by today. So
Absolutely,
no, I can go into my spaces and places, and I'm in that underworld, and you don't see me for a few days or weeks. So that's how it
he
can
has
be. But
shown me that.
I'm up and I'm out, and I'm fruiting and sporing. So yeah, man, I'm there, bro.
That's what's up, bro. So, man, we gonna kind of like bring them close into the vibes we was already talking about. I mean, you can let the conversation go whichever way you want. What up, Dylan, Reinhardt, Fernando was in the building. What up, DeAsia? How y'all feeling today? Is that Team Gemini in the house with a big applause? I feel you. You gotta put your city and state where y'all from too. Where the UK at, man? Where's
That's what I'm saying.
yeah? Where's Nottingham at? Where all them jokers at?
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
They're all getting ready for bed, man. We get lockdown release tomorrow. We get lockdown release. We've been on lockdown in London for the last month, and tomorrow's release date. So
Is
I
that
guess people got early nights excited about getting out tomorrow, their release date, you know?
on a Tuesday? They went to bed early on a Tuesday. Word.
Yeah,
What up, Bread? Oh, they go Bread. What up, Bread?
yeah, Detroit family love that.
Yeah. So basically, we just gonna go back into the vibes, man. So, um, Baba was a big proponent of growing your own, having your own technology, and
Mm,
Darren was kicking it to me. You were kicking it to me about how when you do create your own environment, what's working for you in your environment is going to reflect the vibes of your kingdom. Can you speak on that a little bit? You know what I'm saying? And your, any type of stories you want to share about your history, about how important the vibes are, in the space where you're taking care of your own technology.
yeah, sure, man. So I've just taken what Baba taught me and ran with, man. First and foremost, big up yourself, big up Baba, from establishing the foundation of making this connection happen in this way. So he taught me how to fish, bro, and that's what I do. I teach people how to fish. As I shared with you, I'm like the low tech king. I keep things real simple and keep some simple processes. But ultimately, I look at that simply because I'm aware that you're creating technology. As we said, you're growing an alien, man. You're bringing an alien into your space. You're growing technology, and what's going on with you and your environment, you can consciously as well as subconsciously program your technology. That's what we do when we deal with technology. So, with that said, you may learn various techniques for growing mushrooms or growing any kind of plant or organism, like when you go to college or you go on a course. But when you come home in your space, like your space isn't where you've done the course. Your space isn't your homie space where he may have shown you how to do things. Like your space is your space. So you've got to take that into consideration when people ask me, oh, so when I do this, where do I put my jars? I'm like, look, I don't know your home, but this is the kind of environment they're looking for. Now look, go survey your home and find environments within your home that fit that criteria. And it's just really getting you into or that individual into understanding themselves, their home, their environment from a permaculture perspective. We call it zone zero, it's like
Mm-hmm.
understanding your home. So, like I said, I was just reflecting when we spoke earlier when I mentioned, you can have a setup in your home, but the way the air breezes through your home, the temperature levels, humidity levels are different from my home to your home, even if you're living next door in the next room to somebody, So these are all considerations that, as I said, you got to be kind of like a mushroom nerd and take notes on what happened when I put the cases or the jars on top of the wardrobe, what happened when I put them in the drawer, under the bed, in the attic, in the cellar. Did I notice? Did I pick up any differences? Because that's your space, your kingdom, as you said, man. So that's kind of what I share with the folks.
Yo,
Keep the code.
you spark a story when I had my first grow PF Tech. They were successful. Then I came back and I laid them out again. I did everything the same, even better, and the cakes just looked at me. Like every day I was going in there, I was just like, "What's up?" And it was almost like I sat there for a second, and they were saying, "We don't appreciate how you treat us." I
Mm,
said, "Huh?" Because I was trying to grow some organic. I was trying to grow some reishi and something else, some hen of woods or something, which I'm really not that good at. I had realized that's not my lane, and I wasn't taking care of them, and they were just sitting there. I didn't take them out. Well, if I messed it up, just go ahead and take them out. So they were sitting there uncared for, drying out, and the ones that I had, they was like, we not giving up nothing. And they was like, we women, you don't treat us right, you gets nothing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I took everything out. Maybe like 3 days later, they was like, ting, ting, ting. 1 week later, they were like, ah. So that was my lesson on make sure I got my attitude straight. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things that the mushrooms have taught me is how I should be acting in life, period. Has that ever happened to you? For
Oh
me, it
yeah,
was
man.
attitude, behavior, and treatment of others. What kind of lessons, personal lessons, have you learned that you carried over from trying to get a good grow that you needed to apply to some people?
Yeah, man. I would say ultimately, man, keyword nurturing, man. The nurturing aspect that you need to apply in cultivating mushrooms. You definitely realize that you're building a relationship, man, just like with any other living organism. So
Mm.
people have this relationship with their plants, with their cats, their dogs, and some people like myself have it with mushrooms where you connect on different levels. So yeah, how you're feeling, your vibe, all of that, set and setting. I always tell people set and setting isn't the day of the trip that you're taking, set and setting is when you're out buying rice flour for the first time, when you're buying your vermiculite. I ask people, how many times have you bought vermiculite in your life? Like when you're out at that store buying vermiculite for the first time to go and grow your technology, know that this is part of the ceremony, this is part of the ritual, this is part of the set and setting and creating that mindset that will lead you to having you being able to utilize the technology for however you determine you're going to program it.
We
Not to
gonna
say you're always going to
do
get those results, but nonetheless, that's where the focus comes from. So yeah, in within that sense, when I go out shopping, when I go out, I'm dealing with people, just the nurturing the consciousness of, that you can do something exactly the same and get different results, and learning how to adapt, and just learning from different techniques. Like I said, putting stuff in the wardrobe, putting stuff in the drawer, just learning about habitats and environments. These are things that, as I said, you understand your kingdom, which is the physical, your home, your space. But this kingdom, man, that's where you're nurturing. So, it's like I've learned this stuff from a compost heap. So I'll tell people all my knowledge comes from a compost heap. People say,
that's
there's a lot about, the nature and death and humanity and culture. Like, yeah, it's all learned from a compost heap, man. If you study a compost heap, it's all there, man.
compost seed.
Compost heap,
Oh, a
like
compost
composting.
heap. Yeah.
Yeah, heap, compost heap. Like all your organic waste, man, all your fruit and veg waste and stuff, you put it on a heap and it turns into compost. And that compost then feeds the soil. But that compost is a living organism. Just like in that liquid culture, there's a war of the worlds. Just like in that rice cake, there's a war of the worlds going on. The same in the compost heap. There's a party going on too. There's nightclubs, there's parties, it's all going down, man. It's all going down. So yeah, I've learned about the cycle of death and life through seeing how things transform in the compost heap and become soil again, where we all come from and go back to. And I learned that from banana peels and potato peels and stuff like that.
Does that boom? I'll skip to that because I'm a studier of death and the afterlife and reincarnation. Has that you said learning about death? You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I think my relationship as it gets more intimate with the mushrooms on my trip is when I come back. It's like what happens between the trips when I start having a better understanding of things and looking at death. And Baba talked about a lot about death as well and preparing you to die. Have you seen in your situation that the entheogens have helped you or people that you have sat for or some of your students in how they deal with death, maybe like of a family member or a lost one or ancestor? What about that?
Yeah, for sure. I say for sure simply because based upon what the people who are gifted these organisms and this technology in the first place, that's what they fundamentally say that the technology was gifted to them for, to communicate with the ancestors, to go to the other side, the afterlife, the underworld. So, with that said, that's one of the main aspects of technology. So, for a lot of people who may use it for recreational purposes, microdosing, and once you start increasing your dosage and opening yourself up to those experiences, it's very likely that you will encounter, the other side, the spiritual side, where the ancestors and the spirits and all those guys hang out, and that's what it's all about. That's what the elder Kalindi taught me. He was like, do you want to keep reading about the gods, or do you want to hang out with the gods? So on a Saturday night, if 5 grams and above and you're moving, you're going to be in those places and spaces. So with that said, as far as it being a tool or technology for you to be able to commune with the ancestors as well as the afterlife, yes, I've personally encountered those experiences, and I've witnessed other people and have testimonies of others. Just the other week, I had a young one of my young homies who, starting on his journey, might be about his fourth or fifth journey in now, and he spent the whole evening with his grandfather. Made a transition, years ago, and the whole evening was around him and his relationship with his grandfather. And he says we danced the whole night, man. He was dancing the whole night in his front room with his grandfather. So that was whatever he went through and was dealing with, and what he got out of that. That's his stuff. And he was just giving me the heads up that, yeah, man, the technology, works for me. It's working. So, yeah, man, as you know, Baba made the transition, and he taught that this is a technology for that, to enable us that there's no death. There is, there's Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, personal hotspots, and all that type of stuff we're familiar with this technology here. It exists in the organic realms, and let's tap into it and use it. So yeah, man, we have no choice. It's like the technology that it's in our DNA. It's like you're gonna take this stuff, and that's what's gonna happen eventually.
Bam. Brad had a question for you. He said, have you taken a trip in the States? And if so, was there a difference from taking a trip home in the UK?
No, I've not had a trip in the States, so I couldn't answer that. But I've definitely smoked in the States. That's what makes me laugh. And notice the difference. I smoked my weed over here and smoked it over there. And yeah, man, I now I know why some people looked at me the way they used to look at me after a joint, because I can get very red-eyed. And after hitting the joints over there, it was a whole different red eye that I got, where I got people stepping back from me. My homies used to call me the devil. It's like once Springer starts smoking, he turns into the devil, man. His eyes just get red. So yeah, there was a whole different experience smoking a weed in the States. So yeah, I can really speak on that.
Now I know you just got back from Jamaica. You was over there turning it up. Have you tripped? I guess we could just extend the question. Have you tripped in other countries? You know what I'm saying? Or can you tell a difference between tripping in your kingdom and then tripping in, an Airbnb in another place?
Yeah. So yeah, I've tripped in a few different places, continents, and there's differences, but again, like for me, it's like swings and roundabouts and all that type of stuff. Because like even in my home, if I do it, once a month in my home is different. There's inconsistencies throughout my experiences that have lined me up to have no expectations of, it going to be a certain way. So if I'm at home doing it the way that I'm doing it in a closed space with minimum stuff going on. And if I do that in Jamaica, if I've done that in America, a lot of the times what I open up to is pretty much the same types of dimensions. Whereas if I go outdoors and I'm in the Jamaican environment and I'm having an outdoor experience, it definitely has more of a impact than when I'm in my local park working with the local flora that I have, surrounding me. Which, although I have beautiful fauna in my local forest and stuff, don't get it twisted. But you go to tropical places, and it's like, damn, under the inspiration of the technology, it's a whole different thing, man. Yeah, visually.
Oh, I'm definitely getting ready to ask about the inside and outside verses, but first off, M. Rosa said, I'm a nurse and I pray one day we can administer psilocybin to dying patients.
Yeah, man. Well, they currently are with the trials that they're doing, some of the trials that they're doing, or have done, should I say, with psilocybin, and they're doing some stuff with DMT with near death experience. But I also say, man, why wait till we're dying, man? This is the whole point. The technology is here to teach us about learning how to die before we die. So we don't need to wait till our backs up against the wall at the last quarter before we start dealing with the technology. These rites and passages were put in from us to initiate pre-birth, through puberty, all the way through our lifehoods to death, and supports us on that life journey.
These are
So I
facts.
appreciate on here how, as far as those of us who are in that field of, the clinical side of things, and how the current support that these people may be getting, and the medicine that's being administered isn't really supporting them. So yeah, I can understand why psilocybin needs to be in these places and spaces too. But I feel, yeah, man, this is where I come from. Just like this is a rites of passage of life that should be a part, and not till we wait till we're dying or
Nah,
we've
for
gone to
real.
war, come back from all the reasons why they're doing the trials, like wait till we're addicts on heroin and alcohol. Like why wait? Like why are we waiting to, prevention is better than drugs at all.
So in the art of war, that's what they talk about is the best doctor is not the one that can cure disease inside the village. The best doctor is who can identify disease from
Hmm.
miles away, and his village doesn't get sick because he's
Yeah,
doing the
yeah,
steps before they come.
yeah.
It's just so like, and I learned that just recently. I got a homie that has stomach cancer, and he ain't looking too hot. And so I was just like, man, this would be a good time for me to try, offer him some mushrooms, before he cross over. But because he got it in his stomach, he don't have the digestive process to break down the mushroom. And so
Right,
I was
right,
just like,
right.
dang, you know what I'm saying? And he not on no IV, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't no doctor, so I can't hook that up. And so now that's kind of like, because this is my spades partner from when we were 13 years old. So we 50. So I've been with this cat 37 years. So to see him, losing a lot of weight and, voice being strained and really weak and things like that. And I was talking to my man this morning, it's like looking at myself transitioning. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, oh, I need to drink more water. Right? Think I'll just show me
Yeah,
that
I
eat
feel
more
you. I
chew
feel you
water.
on that.
Like I gotta take care of me now and get this understanding, get control of my diet, my health, my surroundings, because he's sharing things with me as he's getting close. And I'm just like, man, like, you know, one of the things I like about you is you keep it street, you keep it urban, as we say, because you're not just going academia. You also looking back, saying Kofa, for where you came from, because this is, in my opinion, and I've heard you say it, this is the best mental health solution that we have for the urban communities. Can you speak about that, about the homies, about Ray Ray and John John and them that's out here gang banging and, what I'm saying, still slanging on the block, of how we can't turn our backs on them, because we got answers.
Sure, man. So, that just comes from me having a background in that field pre-psychedelics. I was just working in the community in the hood with young people, primarily using creative arts, music, filmmaking, which then led me to using food growing or food enterprise as a way of engaging some of these young people, and creating tangible alternatives where they could generate incomes for themselves. Because as you know, most time we're getting in the trouble that we're getting in to make some money, to make the P. And whatever these choices that we make, you know, when we're trying to give an alternative, if that alternative isn't generating an income for themselves, it's not really tangible for these young people. So with that said, that was the angle that I've been approaching it for over 10, 15 years, working with young people, generating income, enterprise. Once we get our money right, things will be all right. It's that kind of thinking. And, in many situations, people get their money right and things still ain't all right. Even on
Mm-hmm.
a personal home level, like people are sound, they got the income coming in, but shit still ain't right. So, when you dig a bit deeper, you see, or how I came aware of the connection with the potential of feeding the hood as we've been framing it, using the technology was simply because of the research that's currently out that's suggesting how these plants and different organisms can be used to support anxiety, depression, people who are near therefore suicidal, and people suffering from PTSD, and all of these alcohol, heroin addiction. And when I look through the list, and I'm sure you can too, bro, it's like, right, all of these things are going on in my hood, in my community. All of these things that you're saying these things could potentially support and are now proven based on the tests and trials that have taken place. These are all things that my hood have been suffering from like day dot since we arrived here, pre-arrival into Europe, where I'm currently at, and what's going on. And this is the stuff that we've been carrying. So then when they talk about, in these trials, epigenetics and this and that, and when I just do my maths, I'm like, right, this could potentially help me. So let me see if it helps me. And it helped me. And then I'm like telling my homies, yo, maybe it can help you too. And then they try it and it helped them too. And then, we're kind of like, witnessing and the new wave, a third wave, the Renaissance as they refer to it. And I just think this time around, we've got our people at the table in certain places, as well as creating their own circles and tables, which I think it's really all about. So with that said, because we do have PTSD, we do have depression, we do have anxiety, like many other people do, whether it's based on race or culture, this is stuff that we should be engaging too as some of our potential medicinal healing. Um, with that said, I don't want us to lose the fact that this is a spiritual technology. It's not all medicinal. It's not a medicine solely just for you to sort out your depression or your anxiety. That's part of the technology. That's some of the files that you're able to access. But at the same time, that there's files there that are deeply rooted in you getting to the root of the reason why you had anxiety or depression in the first place. And these are some of the practices that we need to integrate into understand the understanding of how we can use it for medicinal purposes.
Mm. Yo, you said so much there because is the technology and medicine for everybody? Yep. But guess what? I got melanin, and I'm gonna talk about my people for a second. My people are all from Missouri. They on some show me. So they look at me and be like, "Oh, you used to move pounds of trees. You know, I remember when we was doing cocaine together. I remember when blah blah blah." But now when they look at me, they're saying, "Yo, you done switch your whole life around. Like, you meditate. How did you go from you doing what and you not getting in trouble and you having a better life? Your bankroll is looking better. You traveling." The quality of women that are attracted to you, the quality of all social relationships. You seem like you lucky. You used to be unlucky. I used to be can't get right. I used to be in the places where it just be like, again, officer, I ain't doing that this time. I'm just walking. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's super important for us to make sure that we definitely show where we came from, where we are at, and be transparent about it. Because
For sure,
that's the same way we lost them. Why did a lot of folks want to get into pimping, hoeing, selling drugs? Because they saw Big Bro pimping, hoeing, selling drugs, and they were just like, "Oh, that's his ticket." But now, as we look at from the mental health side, it's like, "Oh, yo, I do got this problem." Or like what Moodoo does in Detroit, the Doughboys are bringing their children to Moodoo because they're making D's and F's, and Moodoo showing them how to make A's. So now we affecting the community and the kids. Now we getting the adults is like, man, if my child can change, I need to do something so they can see better too. Because that's the really most important thing is that, in my opinion, that the children see my behavior. Like my nephew, I was in prison when my nephew was born. Period. So you ain't gonna never see me in that environment again. So he can't remember me not being there when he was, you know what I'm saying, he was born, but he gonna see me every birthday, he gonna see me every holiday. You know what I'm saying? I wanna spend as much time and talk as much so he can look at me instead of letting the streets be his teacher. You know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right. That's right.
I gotta be the one where he can come and be like, "Yo, uncle, I saw somebody smoking and what was that? Come here, I'll tell you. I'll tell you all about weed. Tell you all about stuff like that." I'm waiting
I
for you
shall.
to.
I shall.
I shall, young Jedi. You know what I'm saying? The force is very strong with you, but you need lots of help. I'm waiting for
Yeah.
that first relationship piece where the girl break his heart. Right now he ain't listening, so I just be like, I can't wait till one of his sisters tear his heart out. And he be like, I ain't hungry. You ain't hungry. You eat everything. Then he gonna be more receptive to it. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's all of that, bro, because it ties in with the last part of, like the mental health and, just as far as, that, even with the trials that they've been doing with the soldiers, and that was kind of the remnant of, well, we got these soldiers on the street, that brothers that are day in day in the trenches and are not getting the support. Then the models are not in place to support these brothers when they've seen someone's head get blown off or someone get shanked in the neck, and the next day they're just back on the block brushing that off like like nothing happened. So when you then present to someone that potentially psychedelics can support you in transforming yourself, that it's just way off. It's just way off the mark. So it just comes down to like there's a lot of education needed fundamentally before we get into those spaces and places. I guess people like Moodoo and myself and yourself and others that are giving testimony and standing on their square gives people, you know, the inspiration to explore these things. But it's going down. Like you said, there's brothers and sisters already sending their children to big brothers like Mood. I've got people in the UK that are going to the, you know, websites now, checking out hair and stuff, coming up with their own calculations and saying, hey, I need to try this stuff to help me. I'm stressed out in my exams. You know, I'm going through this, going through that, and you know, I'm looking into this, and maybe they're self-diagnosing. You know, we're getting to a point where that's how liberating this information is for, you know, for some people. So what we need to do, going back to the point of being melanated people, is be able to deliver this in a way that, you know, speaks our language. That's all. You know, all you need to do is tune into nine times out of 10 all these different types of conferences, and they don't speak our language. So Kalinde done the best job that I know of in being able to translate that, to make it, you know, palatable to me receiving it, for me be able to do what I do with it, to be able to deliver that to who I deliver that to. And it's just, again, everybody staying in their lane, in their zone, and, you know, getting in where you fit, so to speak. And then all the mycelium connections connect, and the next thing you know, mushrooms are fruiting and we're sporing again.
That's what the sister said. She says, I'm 2 days in colonizing my substrate. Can't wait for the fruity phase. Big shouts
Yeah,
out.
juicy.
We all waiting. Darren was the one who introduced me to the term peen porn. I was like, what's that? He said, when you're getting excited, you know, used to be getting excited about this girl, you'd be like, yo, she got a fatty, look at this. But now you showing somebody your tub. So, and then Joker's getting just as excited about seeing your tub as if you saw Megan Thee Stallion or some fine, you know, video vixen. So, like,
Yeah, bro, you were showing me all of your mushroom porn before we went live, and I was like, yeah, you know, I was very, you know, placid today. I was being cool, and then like I was just getting excited. Yeah, like I had to wipe my forehead a few times, man.
like, ooh, she look good. Ooh, she look like,
Yeah, just checking out the different tubs and like, oh shit,
oh,
yeah, man.
she look like
Look
she
how
been.
fuzzy that one is.
Ooh, look at her. Look at her forehead. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at them thighs. Thick thighs save lives.
Yeah, man.
Somebody asked, this is a good question because the KI network wants to get it. Please too post your question in the joint. We taking questions. We are talking about vibes. We just vibing today. We ain't trying to be too analytical. Even though if you go to Darren's channel, his
Oh shit.
website, and go to his all of his YouTube and his Instagram, this is our academia right here. Like, I'm so happy Baba. I think Baba introduced me to you so I can keep being lazy, because I don't like really being too academia. I just want to just like keep it, you know, where I bring it from high level to high level, but I be watching your stuff and I come over here and like break it down a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the academia cat on our squad with him, Mudu, Tellus, like Amsu, like these cats is bananas because they have that much more experience. And the part I really love is like something that I learned from my when I was in college. I had already had a black belt in Tai Chi, and then I was like, oh, I want to teach on campus. So since I was a student, I could start a Tai Chi club. So I went and asked one of my homies who was teaching. He was a professor. Well, he used to be in the streets, but he got his master's degree, so he had started a hip hop class. And I was like, yo, I want you to be my sponsor. He was like, nah, go see Dr. Zhang from China who knows Tai Chi. That'll be an even better sponsor. So I went to buy Dr. Zhang, and I was making a flyer, and he was like, he said, flyer got too much words. He said, you a black man do Tai Chi. He said, just put your picture on piece of paper. That's all. He said, in Chinese learn French from Chinese. Chinese learn Black history from Chinese. Chinese learn Russian from Chinese. He said, black people in Africa learn Chinese from Africans. He said, you should be. He said, black people need to learn Tai Chi from black people. He said, you are rare. Put your picture on there and just put Tai Chi at what time. That is enough. I was just like, so the mushroom game is the same thing, because we like representation. You don't see us. You type in mushrooms or 5 grams, you're gonna see Terrence McKenna, you're gonna see Joe Rogan, you're gonna see a whole bunch of Europeans who talking about how they were afraid or how this happened or a bunch of microdosing. And I think that that's why I'm so encouraged about creating this content. Is so when my nephew get 18, this video will be 5 years old, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's somebody that looks like somebody. He got long locks. Oh, he got the starter locks. Oh, he got a fade. You see what I'm saying? Or when
Mm-hmm.
Ramasu comes on here, or Bread comes on here, we got all these different flavors of experiences, because that's how we learn, and we are attracted to that. And also, it's our time to start telling our melanated story of these medicines, not just the mushrooms, but all of the entheogenic community, because they all were keepers. The indigenous populations were mostly the keepers of
Mm-hmm.
these sciences. So I just think it's important that we are, um, you know what I'm saying, representing. Big shouts out to Mama Ayana too. She came on here earlier and gave us a shout out. Where was she at?
Oh,
She
big up,
came on here.
sis.
She was
Yeah, and bro, I just got to big you up again as well, man, because you just picked up the baton and ran with it too, and you definitely kept things potent, you know what I'm saying, and alive, and based on our conversations that we're having and what's coming ahead, it's like this is what we need to be doing. It's going down. It's going down. So like
oh
yeah, big up yourself, bro. So just as far as all the nudging you've given me, and just like what's going on, what's cracking, and let's make this happen, let's keep this alive. Like I need that, because remember, like where I'm currently at, although we're doing what we're doing, like it's not a Detroit, it's not an Atlanta, it's not an LA, it's not New York, and so we got real small pockets, isolated here and there, and so when we connect, but when that it's international, ICC triple P as we refer to it, man. It's like international cross country professional pay pimping. Like we
mm,
it's like yeah, we're
oh
spreading these spores all over the place. And yeah, so to know that, when you open up your closet there and you show me what's going on, and I can see what's going on, oh shit, like that's like me checking my homie just down the street, and seeing what's going on. It just keeps the fire burning, bro, and just like allows me to do what I'm doing and inspires me to just keep spreading the spores this way, knowing that it's impacting people all over the place, man. So I'm glad to be doing this with you here, man.
hey man, it's I'm telling you, we just EQing it. The party ain't even the doors ain't even open yet. We that as Jay-Z say, we just EQing it. We just like testing this thing out. When if I can get this vision out my head and get this thing out my chest, or how I see it and how Mama Ayana wants it and how Baba,
Mhm.
how I get it from him, man, it's getting ready to be funky. My man had a question. Somebody was telling about the stomach cancer. He was like, "Bro, you can have your homie with the stomach cancer rectally administer the psilocybin tea or something. I'm gonna try to find your IG to DM you." That's my man, and he's still a man, and he ain't never tried mushrooms. But I know good and well he's not going for the rectal part. You know what I'm saying? Like me neither. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I could triple steep him some tea and give it to him like that, but the rectal piece, I know about it, but I ain't man enough to administer it to him, and he ain't gonna let me administer it. I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm
Are
just
you
keep it.
playing, man? You
No, I'm
playing?
just keep it 100. Man. That's my. He a manly man. Like he don't even want to like. He don't even like you talking to him about him dying. He not going for that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I know he ain't getting ready to go for that right there. So that's out. Raymond had a question. He was like, "What's the best way to go in?" We understand 5, 7, and 9 is protocol, but when going in, what is the best way to enjoy? So I'm gonna go first, and then I'm gonna see what Darren say, because I'm feeling
Go
that
for
he's
it.
about to say, "What did Bible say? A lonely Friday or Saturday night,
Mm.
nighttime. Make sure it's dark. I like to have the most comfortable pajamas that I have. Me,
Oh,
I'm all about comfort because I want to enjoy, but I spell enjoy with an I. I want to have joy on the inside. Um, my room is clean. I clean my whole space like all that day for the fasting piece. My room is immaculate because I could be any place during that trip. After we get the party started, we get into Disney World. You may end up on the floor. You may be standing up. You may be doing so. Clean your room, clean your space up. Okay, that's first. Also, turn your phone off. And if you are just getting started, it's super important that you have a competent sitter, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, the setting is the first part, is the environment. Yeah, my bed is crazy. Like I got the one where the feet can go up and the back can go up, and they tell me to be like, "You ready?" They be like, "Is the feet high enough? Like, is the head upright? Okay, you ready? Okay, close your eyes." Bam, and I'm out. Not sleep because you're not going to sleep, but comfort is the peace. That's like after you get past having a sitter. But if you do have a sitter and you are a sitter, try to make that person comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And also,
mm, mm.
if you are a sitter, and me, don't touch nobody. I don't like that stuff Gwen Paltrow did on Netflix, where they was in Jamaica just rubbing the person on the chest because they was crying and putting Florida water. You ain't no guru. You ain't no shaman. You keep them off their phone, and you adjust the heat up and down, and help them to the bathroom or give them some water. But other than that, keep your mouth shut. They'll let the mushroom talk to them. So that's me for how I enjoy it. D, what you got?
All right, so I'm going to piggyback off you and say, pretty much the same I was taught, it's the journey of the alone into the alone. And when you're doing the work, you do it alone. But with that said, on my journey now, I've experienced group environments and I've adapted my environment because just like any technology as a scientist, you want to explore. So what happens, just like I said with the cultivation, what happens when I put the cakes on the wardrobe? What happens when I put it in the drawer? So let me see what happens when I go inside. Let me see what happens when I go outside. It says it, part of the experience is that it heightens your senses. So I'm gonna manipulate. I'm pimping myself basically, bro. That's how use this technology for now. So let me see how it enhances flavors, scents. I create schools, lessons myself in some kind of ways in that. And, in relation to the question, this as far as particular dosages allow me to do particular work. So when I want to do that work of the alone into the alone, no, I'm not doing other things. I'm just setting up shop to do that particular work. But believe me, many a nights, like I was telling my homie the other night when he was dancing with his grandfather for the whole evening, I said, bro, I've had the funkiest parties by myself. Like I went out a few months ago because we were in lockdown. I went out with my brother and it was like a barbecue thing going on and I had a cool time, bro. But I said to him, do you know what? In lockdown, in the last 3 months, I've had the biggest parties at home. You know, you know, those around me now know that I've been functified, So if you've got technology, so I just want to make it real clear, man, and I'm sure you're privy to it as well. There's artists, there's musicians who have been inspired by psychedelics. They make music for psychedelics, that's what they've been gifted now. That's how they utilize the technology. So there's some artists that are really wise to adapting or supporting your experience or allowing you to adapt it or creating themes for yourself. So, like I said to the brother earlier on, your homie, I was like, once you realize in some experiences that you're the director, you're sitting in the director's chair, and if you have certain images, certain music that has an influence or you have a connection with, you can utilize that technology to support you in achieving whatever goals you may want to achieve. So when I utilize the Funkadelic, the George Clinton and the Bootsy Collins technology, they will tell you that the funk music was, comes from outer space and was birthed out of LSD, and psychedelics. And within the music itself, it's can be used as a channel to support you and navigate into places and spaces. So again, I'm not saying it's only about the journey of the alone into your own. There's other ways that you can utilize this technology, just like you can use it for anxiety and depression. You can use it, to enhance your creativity. It's limitless, like the movie told us.
You so everybody knows. If you don't know who Young Thug is, you definitely know who Chris Brown is. And look at the
Yeah,
illustration, how they are just damn near blatant. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in the snake. You know what I'm saying? In the bloodshot eyes, you see what's at the top. The P Funk. The P Funk. Right there. You know what I'm saying? Like they're letting you know what I'm saying? Like you said, mad artist. Why you think the Beatles kept going down to see Maria Sabina? Like, why do you think that Silicon Valley is basically running off of LSD and mushrooms right now? Because I was just
that's
like,
right.
dang on, Jokers is growing pounds. I'm seeing all these mushrooms on Instagram. Where they going? To Mountain View, California, to to Google. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't get a job working for you couldn't get a job working for Steve Jobs if you hadn't tried psychedelics. He didn't want you around because He knew
Right.
you. He knew you were gonna be trapped inside the
Mm.
box, right? And so it's
And that was
important.
like the order of the Funkadelic guys, man, how they rolled, man. And they would be out on nights with like, yeah, who can eat the most mushrooms, who can take the most LSD, like, and pushing the boundaries, and then creating music out of that and delivering that to us. And it's the point I'm making, bro. It's not meant to be listened to so just like screw music. You got to sit the lean and listen to the screw music. I know about it, and it's with their music. You got to take the technology and listen to the music. This is how it works. So
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can't listen to Chopped and Screwed unless I'm on the lean. Is that what you're
you know
saying?
what
I
I
ain't
mean.
gonna
You
get the
know
I ain't gonna get the same
how.
experience. Yes, I 1,000%. Somebody, Shannon said, "How do you get mushrooms? I can't seem to find them, but I'm very interested in the spiritual benefits." So, I always like to professionally answer this one. I'm sure that you are only one or two people away from finding some, but we don't know nothing here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still in Schedule One. But I'm absolutely sure that someone close to you in your town probably can get some to you easily. So send me an inbox, and I'll try to help find somebody in your town who can have them. Because I ain't got nothing, right?
Mm.
And also, you should be interested in the spiritual benefits, and you should be growing your own. Because check it, if mushrooms bring spiritual benefits and then you grow mushrooms, aren't you growing spiritual benefits? Darren, I mean,
Also an alien.
or an alien.
Also
Also,
the alien, the genie, the jinn that bring you the gifts that you would find outside underneath the trees, as it would be Christmas. But because we've just come out of this mushroom season, the gifting season, there's probably many people in your region that have got a stock of, regionally coded technology for you, man, wherever you are in the world or in this
yes,
hemisphere at least.
1,000,000% queen. It ain't hard. Listen, if you asking, they probably looking for you too. What you looking for is looking for you. That's in life. So if you got doubt on your mind or you get scared of something, then that thing is looking to scare you. But if you looking for, Mr. Right, or you looking for the winning lottery ticket, it's looking for you too. So yeah, we're gonna you'll be taken care of. Thimble said mushrooms are the new age Jesus. I know that's right.
Mm. Yeah, the
Um,
original Jesus too, man.
See, now Darren got a 2 hour lecture for y'all just on that. Or you could just Google Jesus mushroom. Just hit two
Mm.
words, Jesus mushroom, hit enter, and sit. Hold on. They may not believe me. Let's go over here real quick. I'm gonna just do it just real light. And I'm gonna just type in mushroom. Just watch this now. So Google can be your friend, you know? And then we're gonna hit Jesus. Watch, I'm gonna just hit enter. Just 12 million replies. Okay, just 12 million. It says about 12 million. It came up in a half a second. Okay, the
Mm.
sacred mushroom and the cross. This religious scholar thought Jesus was a mushroom. Jesus as a crimson spotted fungus. Tons of videos. Yeah, you could just go here. Some of y'all don't like reading no more. You could just do this. Jesus was a mushroom. Jesus Christ was. David King says it. Darrell Cherney says it. Whoever this guy says it. Oh, Joe Rogan. Jesus was not a psychedelic mushroom. Now he get into an argument. This is to pull you in to give him more views. 2 hours and 45 minutes. You can believe they're talking about that. Who was
Yeah.
yeah, so it's not a strange thing. The conversation is definitely being had. I forgot the book, psychedelic something, where it's like this white man and woman, they married and they're traveling around looking at the artwork in different
Oh
temples.
yeah, Brown, Jerry Brown, his
You
wife. Yeah.
you see that Darren probably got him on speed dial. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going
Not
through the
even,
book.
not even. But yeah, man, I'm still up in the hood, man. But because that's where I glean a lot of my information from. Because the information is out there. It's not even hidden in the way that we think it is no more. A simple Google search, as you've seen, tons and tons of stuff. But I will say, like, and I'll make it clear in the talks that I give as well, especially on that subject, that I'm mushroom biased. I'm mushroom team all day, every day, and everything is a mushroom to me. Umbrellas, buddy, lampshades. I can't get away from it anymore. So with that said, I'm aware that I have that mushroom goggles on, and I really, in doing research, it's good to remove your goggles at times to come from that place of just true research, thorough research, man, and put your emotions and feelings to the side. And many a times I'm saying all this to say that there's some other scholars out there that are doing some wicked research, man, and they've tapped in and can bring you other perspectives. So if I'm not sitting there saying that Jesus is a literal mushroom itself, I'm just opening up the conversation as well and a dialogue for understanding that these archetype and principles we find are connected to a whole nother world that we're not talking about. And once we get into this world, I don't want to debate whether it's the fly agaric, whether it's the psilocybin mushroom, whether it's soma, whether it's cannabis, because there's a lot of references that you can find in the Bible, in particular about Jesus and his connections to cannabis and him being a weed head. You know what I'm saying? And as well as an entheogenic distributor.
And
He's a drug dealer, a charmer, a gangster.
Don't forget, he was making the wine.
All of that was alchemist. So let's not. Let's not go into, just to run up, like, into how were these miracles or these altered states of consciousness provided. What was the technology that provided this ability? And that's where a lot of the missing link lies in the religion and mythology.
Hey, yo, 7 or 9 grams will show you a whole bunch of backstage passes to these miracles that you've been reading about. You'll get a backstage pass where you be so close to the artist, they'll tell you to come out on stage and just tell you to say something on the mic. So they'll be like, B, Bop, and you be like, B, Bop. You be like, I'm on the mic with George Clinton or Jay-Z or so. Yeah, so.
Like I said, Kalindi taught me, he goes, you want to keep reading about the gods or do you want to hang with the gods? And whether your gods are Horus, Heru, or Set, or Sa, or whether they're George Clinton and Bootsy Collins, you can hang out with your gods, or whether it's your homies. And building your relationship with your homies in an entheogenic way, or fighting with your homies in an entheogenic way. There's just many different ways of using the technology and building yourself and your relationship with people and others.
Tiffany said, anyone know about psychedelic therapist training? So boom, I'm about to give Darren an update. I ain't even talked to him about this the other day, right? So we have, man, this is getting ready to get crazy. Watch this right here, bro. You about to like this right here. Wait a minute. Journey between us. I don't know where the website is at right now. Voodoo's not here. But basically, a homie of mine who is a software engineer who stays out there in Silicon Valley has introduced me to this professor who teaches at Stanford, who has a program called Journey Between Us. And it's one thing that they don't have is data on us. They have data from microdosing, they have data from every other race, but they don't have data from us. And DMT, the spirit molecule, what's the dude who wrote that? Strasberg?
Rick Strassman. Rick Strassman.
So Strassman was on a show on Portland Psychedelics, and he was talking. I was getting very bored, and then I noticed he kept saying about, well, if you're getting your master's degree, you could use this as I'm gonna take this down. I'm gonna bring it back up. He was like, if you're getting your master's or your PhD, you could use this in your research. Blah 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 blah. And so then he was like, yeah, in 1989, in 1990, when I gave them my findings, I said, wait a minute. I said, you did the research when for DMT, the spirit molecule? He said in 88. I was finished in 89. I gave it to him in 89. It was published in 1990. And I was like, Jokers is still jocking you from some 1988 data? I said, let me ask you something. I said, did you have any African Americans in your data set? He said, nah. I said, why not? He said, we didn't think we needed them. I said, well, who was in your data set? He said, we had mostly white Mormons in Utah, a couple of Hasidic Jews, and some people who practice Wicca. And it wasn't my show, so I couldn't blank out. But one thing I did say to myself was like, that's very skewed. you worldwide, you famous, and you only was like looking at like this little bitty piece of folks. And
Mm,
then unlimitedscience.org, y'all should follow them too. They paid $30,000 to John Hopkins to do some research on 2,000 people who want to volunteer themselves for their research. You know what I'm saying? And so I seen a video from them, and they was breaking down all the people, and then they got to African Americans. It was like, and his whole energy dropped. He was like 3.125%, and then he stopped and was like, if you just know any African Americans or POCs, could you please just let them know we just really need their data. So now, if y'all heard of black gold, that's oil. So data is the new oil. But data
mm,
on us, nobody has it. But the Detroit Psychedelic Conference, we visionaries. So if anybody's going to be controlling our data or collecting data, let it be us. Let us get our hands on our own data. So when the sister asks, anyone know about psychedelic therapist training? That's the angle that the KI network is going to be coming at. We're going to build community, and then our first low-hanging fruit is to look for
mm,
therapists who are also enthusiasts. And then,
mm,
because what we're doing is everybody's looking for turnkey. Like when Darren comes to a middle age, to a junior high school and says, I can help you get better graduation rates by involving children with earth skills. The principal's gonna be like, come on, because everybody wants something turnkey. We have the solutions to what the therapist can't solve. Like
mm,
they can talk through it and talk through it and talk through it, but they don't know how to sit for someone. They don't know how to integrate. And then there's no one who has a group of folks like us who have the 5, 7, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20 gram protocol. Like that's a different action right there. So like I saw some people in the Netherlands, like they offer us a service where they'll sit for you and integrate, but I know they're not doing those 9 grams. Like the experience that you have, the further more gas you put in the car, the more rocket fuel you put, the more technology you digest, you're gonna have a certain type of person that you
mm,
want to communicate with and talk to when you get back. It ain't gonna be regular. So I've seen some things like on the net that are about therapists receiving training, but guess what? They don't look like us, which is fine because we need training all across the board. But that's what Baba meant when he was like, get you a seat at the table. Do not let what happened in the cannabis game happen to you in this entheogenic game where you just sitting
mm,
around pointing a finger and talking about somebody this, that, and the third. That's why we sitting with the king of inclusion right beside us. When he went to the breaking convention and was like, excuse me, uh, we lack diversity. Where's the inclusion? I'm about to, hold it. Here you go, sir. They basically was like, take these keys, whatever, because they knew that that's real. Baba got a whole video on YouTube about the lack of diversity in the community, and it's funny. He shouldn't even had to been the one to speak about it because he had so much game to give us about technology. He had to break all that down, take his 30 or 45 minutes just to talk about how y'all not including us, right?
mm.
Well, we ain't getting ready to keep asking for permission. That's a fact. Okay? That's why let me
Let
shout
me jump.
see.
There's a few things that you inspired me, and I've got a couple of questions for you as well, bro.
Come on.
But the couple of things. So one, just the Rick Strassman. I want to highlight the Rick Strassman and the book, the DMT, the Spirit Molecule, because pre my knowledge of the wisdom that Kalinde had to offer in regards to mushrooms, because I was familiar with his martial arts, teachings. But prior to that, I came across DMT. That was the book, man. That's the book that done it for me. DMT, the Spirit Molecule, and it was Bobby Hemmett. Between the Bobby Hemmett lecture where he made reference to that book and tied it all in with where I was at the time, and the DMT, the Spirit Molecule book, because just like you said, because it was those, you know, 50% white women from Utah, the three Hasidic Jews and whoever they were. What done it for me when it came to the data, and this is what was really key for me about therapy, because I'll get into this, I'll share some of what I'm aware of as far as the therapeutic side of the arm and where we stand within all of that. But what I got from the book ultimately was I skipped past all of that data, who they were, and the data that I received that was really key to me was the fact that those 4 white women from Utah, 2 Hasidic Jews, and all the rest of it were hanging with the gods. The same thing that Kalindi was saying. Do you want to read about the gods or do you want to hang with the gods? And I said it didn't matter if they was, based on what I was reading, 4 women from Utah, 3 Hasidic Jews, they were hanging with the gods. And that was more than enough fuel for me to say I need to step into that space and place. So I'm saying that to say that when it comes to the therapy, that's where our therapy lies, in the experience in itself. Within the centers, I totally understand when they're dealing with, the depression, anxiety, the PTSD, they've got a protocol, a way that they've been doing things, and they're just using the psychedelics to complement that approach. Whereas there's a whole nother way of doing this. The indigenous way is one way, or multiple ways that they do it. But at the same time, we're in a space and place where we're going to need to kind of create our own model because it doesn't exist, So part of it might be getting funkified, some of it, like as part of our rites, the music, the rituals and ceremonies that they do. Because I've been involved and I'm around the conferences and the retreats and the different environments where this goes down. And that's why they always invite myself as well as Kalindi at the time to be a part of this, to bring the diversity, to bring the color. This is what it was about. And them questioning why can they not engage the communities? Because you're not the community, you're not from the community, and you don't speak the language. It's like it's really obvious, but it's whether or not you take those, those considerations. And what we found is that the systems in place are pretty much structured the same way, whether it's the psychedelic community, whether it's the food growing community, whether it's health, education, the justice system. The people at the top don't look like us, and when they make their decisions and considerations, they don't consider us a lot of times, and they're not decided on our behalf. So for me, that's just part and parcel of how it's been. But the positive side to it all is that there are things going down. In the States, you've got MAPS, big guys MAPS, and they recently ran trials with Sister Monica Lewis, working with people of African American heritage suffering from PTSD, working with MDMA, and she had a whole trial thing take place, and they go into their trials and tribulations of making it happen. But that's come off the back of even the boys at top, so to speak, are saying, hey, or they're being pressured at least to make these considerations. But again, I come from a school of thought of kind of doing for self. Nation of Islam, kind of, that was my Public Enemy, Ice Cube influences, do for self, man. Like, if the guy ain't helping you, if he's not supporting you, and if you actually find that he might be your opposition, well, why in the hell is he meant to be helping you and supporting you? So get on and do your thing, man. That's where I come from. And if they're not doing what you expect them to do, then you kind of got to reconfigure your approach, And then, but going back to the point, we're the ones who should be collecting that data, man, and taking. That's why we need the data, so we can then do those things for us.
Don't it make sense that we present data to legislative bodies? Because that's what Carlos is doing with Decrim Nature. He's like, yo, you got to protect us as we do sacred ceremony. You can't make. That's like making tomatoes and lemons illegal. They come from nature. How all of a sudden the mushroom, that before 1960, before he got in the White House with John Kennedy and them, how in the world, was just doing what it was doing. Now all of a sudden, when nobody wants to go fight in your war, now this is a problem. Well,
because that's exactly right. That's exactly why it was a that's exactly why, yeah. So those things, exactly why.
Same thing about Reefer Madness. Reefer Madness, marijuana was made illegal because white men thought black men were going to smoke marijuana and have sex with their white women. So if they caught a black man with some weed, then now you're a threat to having sex with my white woman. Well, guess what? You can't keep white women away from black men. When they find out what's good, okay.
Well, yeah, so that's ironic you say that. I was watching the what is it called? Cannabis Connoisseur, whatever. The Fab Five Freddy documentary on Netflix. It's on Netflix a year or two ago. So he goes into all of that, and yeah, man, it's interesting how how that all pans out. And what I also find interesting is fact that we've got these, psychedelics, and they're, considered taboo, and they became illegal, and we're so far removed from them. And the powers that be suggest that these things are bad for us until recently. But prior to them making it illegal, your government guys in the United States had already been doing trials with these substances, knowing fully well that they could support people, in particular African Americans, because in the 1950s, the CIA conducted experiments with African American inmates in the United States who were addicted to opiate drugs, heroin and other opiate drugs, and were basically being rehabilitated using psychedelics. In the 1950s, the American government were doing that with African Americans prior to them delivering crack cocaine to the communities, knowing that they had actually a medicine. So if we did get you addicted, if we didn't know that it was as addictive as it was going to be, we did know that we had something that would work with African Americans that helps them with addictions. We had it. We've got that in the bag since the 1950s. In the bag. Yeah.
See, and well, I'm kind of like a retired conspiracy theorist. I kind of like sit back because I was so deep into it. But Darren, he not retired yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I love it when the baton.
Because I got into the conspiracy fact game, man. The conspiracy fact game, where it's coming out of the Freedom of Information Act. Information that is factual. They hide stuff and scrub stuff. Tipex, I don't know if you remember Tipex. They Tipex stuff out. But with that said, it's out there, man. They done trials on, brothers in Louisiana, I believe it was, and probably in what you call it, man. I'm just putting it out there, but what's the big one in Louisiana?
Oh, the Tuskegee experiment.
No, not the Tuskegee experiment. The prison there. I've lost track. But where it was a former plantation, and they turned it into a prison, and they got brothers there in those prisons doing the same shit we were doing 400 or 500 years ago, and then now they know how to heal those people potentially through psychedelics. That's been known from before in the 50s, in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s, and it's come up again. So like they could heal the hood, they could heal the community.
I told y'all he was a scholar, and he just EQing it. He just sipping on tea. He just smoking him a nice little something.
Yeah, I'm sipping on tea.
He don't got no notes in front of him. No nada. You know what I'm saying? He just like, boom. That's why I call these. What we trying to do really is DNA explosions. Because when y'all see two kings talking, we ain't arguing. We ain't got no competition. We love each other. We fighting for the same thing. We both passionate. But we having DNA explosions. And it ain't because I study more than you do. It's because I practice more. I'm into it. I am the dopest astrologer. I am your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. They'd be like, well, what are you studying? I was like, I'm practicing. Studying is good, but I'm practicing on real people. You ain't gonna learn about these mushrooms. You can learn by taking them, but then you might take 5 grams, and then you may wait 2 years. Because I hear people all the time, I took mushrooms when I was younger. When was this? I was probably about 16. Aren't you 32 now? 33? Yeah. So I already know what you're talking about. How many did you take when you were 16? A couple. I think I took 2. 2 what? 2 grams? I don't know. 2 caps.
Yeah. I hear that.
Bruh, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Stop with the fear. Stop with the fear. But here's the thing. This is what we also doing. We talked to Carlos and them about this too at Decrim Nature. We're not trying to convince nobody no more. We're not trying to change nobody's flavor. We here for the community that's looking for us. We here to talk to you, educate you, put you up on some real game, put you up on some real science, make sure you got access and safety. Cause it could get a little shaky when you with Ray Ray and Tyrone. Tyrone just he's selling weed and mushrooms, and he don't even take mushrooms. But he making a killing off of mushrooms. So now you going to see him, and you asking him what kind. He like, I don't know. Or my man the other day was like, yeah, somebody gave me some mushroom tea. I took the tea, I got comfortable, I thought something was going to happen. I just went to sleep. He was like, "What was that?" I said, "You should ask the person you got it from. You can't ask me." Just like Darren was saying earlier, I don't know. That's what you get. You know, I mean, I ain't gonna say that's what you get because I want everybody to have a wonderful experience. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But what can I do? And that's what you get for trying to shortcut. You 7 feet tall, man. I've been told you to take 5 grams. What are you doing? Sipping on a tea? Your damn
Mm-hmm.
tall ass. What the hell's wrong with you? Get out of here. What I damn. Come on. Um
Bro, let me ask you something still, man, because I'm curious as well as to, so when we look at the technology, we're all X-Men and X-Women in our own right. So we all come with our own toolbox. So I roll with
psychological
guys who deal with the tarot. I roll with people who deal with yoga. You got martial arts people, and you just got researchers, you've got musicians, and those who step into this realm, I always ask them, how have you found it in supporting you in your field? So is there anything within astrology that mushrooms have helped and supported you or opened up in your world? Yeah, man. Fire shots.
listen, my anniversary for astrology is Thanksgiving. So this year, Thanksgiving made 19 years I've been in the astrology game. I became a professional astrologer in 2008, which I started charging people for what I was doing. Um, I started on this entheogens and mushrooms. I'm pro mushroom too. And on my birthday, 2018, my astrology game is so wicked right now. I mean, and this no cap is so crazy because when you really look at an astrology chart, it sings to me like I'm the maestro. Like the maestro has a sheet of music and he knows what the flutes, the clarinets, the timpanis, the tubas, the French horn, what they're all supposed to sound like. He can hear it in his head when he's looking at this sheet of paper, right? So I already like had that ability, but now it's coming
Mm,
in. It was coming in stereo, now it's coming in surround sound. It's coming down from
jeez.
the top, it's coming up from the bottom, and I and it has ascended me now to where I'm doing with the human design. So now I'm combining now. Like my setting is crazy. Like you can't get an astrology reading from me now without me adding human design and cartology. Like I'm coming out the whole bag because it's just like everything is just my cup runneth over right now, and I'm almost bored with just doing just an astrology reading. So if you want a consultation from me, a natal consultation, I can't even deliver only natal. You can't stop me from going to the plus to add on because once your chart
Mm,
starts to sing to me, and then it activates my psychic side. And that's really what has opened up for me on entheogens and the people that I see who are regularly including them in their life is your psychic comes online. That's really what you want. Astrology
yeah.
is simple math because as long as you can count by 30, you can do astrology. It's easy. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, 360. If your child can do that, you can learn astrology and be a master. Okay? But when you put some mushrooms on top of that, because I used to be a proponent that astrology is the oldest data source in the world. And I was killing that. And the mushrooms was like, how do you think you got all this data? I was like, damn. So they was like, what about the multiverse and you, player? So the
Mm,
mushrooms showed me this message now, pay attention. Your natal chart is only good in this solar system. So when you leave out past Pluto and get into another solar system, you don't have the same chart. You're not a Virgo. You're not a Pisces. You're not. They don't care nothing about that. They don't care because you are in a different place now. You have to watch Star Trek Discovery and the Mycelium warp drive to get where I'm coming from. When you just pop up on the other side of the universe, there is no Earth, there is no Mars, there is no Gemini. What you gonna do then? And so now I'm from the place of transcending your chart. But you must know your chart to transcend
Yeah.
something. You can't transcend yourself.
Your reference. Yeah,
You,
man, I get
you,
you.
you can't. I'm big on self mastery. But as I started teaching self mastery, then I started digging deeper into self discovery. Because if you don't know who you are, then how in the hell can you master it? So I use astrology, and that was the class I taught at the Detroit Psychedelic Conference of how you can use your astrological data to go to set up an even more friendly or fun or a wider diverse experience when you go.
See
Like
now, this what this
where
see this.
where's the moon? What's the rising sign? So I got like the energy of the planet changes every 2 hours. The rising sign
Mhm.
changes every 2 hours. So when you say I'm about to take my mushrooms and you're gonna go in at 9 o'clock, you can go and pull up an app at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and see what the rising sign is. So now this is for all beginners. Darren's children can understand what I'm about to say. Your sun sign is the engine of the car. The rising sign is the body of the car. So I'm a Taurus, but I'm a Virgo rising. So when I pull up, people see Virgo. That all of my experience, my and technical analysis, that's Virgo. But when I pack the gas, I got the horsepower of a Taurus. So that's why I keep telling y'all stop. Your sun sign is just the engine, but you never see the engine when you out here. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere in the world do you go outside and see a bunch of cars and you can look and see the engine. You can't until you pop the hood. But and your sun sign is your ego. Now all of a sudden we get into this whole ego death thing, which I realized Terrence McKenna must be corrected. He not Jesus. Everything he said ain't on the square either. Because come to find out, only 20% of human beings have an ego. So everybody can experience ego death if you ain't got an ego. What about the
Yeah,
80% of the
man. This
population who
is
doesn't have an ego? And now you're talking about, and so then we get into the planet Mercury. Because when you're talking about technology and wisdom and the Natiru, you're talking about Toph, Tahuti, the wise one. That's the planet Mercury. Where's your Mercury at in your chart as you're about to go on a journey? Where's the transiting Mercury at? Moon is intuition, but wisdom is not your. There's intuition and then there's wisdom, and you have to know how to weave them together. But if you don't know your chart, now you're just out there. Oh, what should I do? Well, you got to be. You come off the mush. You should have been studying your chart. Then you go on your mushrooms. Then you come back and look back at the chart again. So I was the Toad with Dr.
and
Jerry.
before you move to the Togo, let me jump in there because you're
Come on,
inspiring me, innit? You're inspiring me, bro.
come on.
Because what this is now, this is what I'm saying. Because this is what Baba would say. You know, we need to create more Doctor Stranges, no? Yeah. All right.
Fist
So this is
bumps.
why I'm taking what he's saying, but at the same time, I'm flipping it. Why? It's about the journey of the alone into the alone, but it's also about being a mad scientist. So when you've got the knowledge and wisdom of your astrological shit, and then, that comes along with there's numerologists out there. They know their number shit. There's some people who are wordsmiths, and you start lining it all up where you know your signs, you know your colors, you know your numbers, you start getting that framework of you. You then utilize those reference points on your ins. So certain days of the week, you're wearing certain colors, you're listening to certain music on a certain frequency, and you're going in on that. That's something. That's a whole nother. That's what I'm saying. This is where I'm coming from in, yeah, where we need to be and what we need to be tapping into. Where yes, being by yourself in the dark and all that works, but also work your shit out, work yourself out, work your shit out using your reference points because we've all got our reference points, and that then hones you into now, like Bob was saying. Now, what are the mushrooms telling you, man? What are you getting from it? You're lining everything up, so you're kind of pinpointing to your shizzle, man, to your thing. And sometimes that's different from my thing. It's gonna be different from your thing, bro. It's gonna be different from, and you've got to be confident in your different, in your uniqueness, in being able to say, do you know what? Saturday's my day, purple's my color, rose is my scent, this is my sign. Da, 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 da. I'm forging all that together. I'm taking my dosage and I'm going in on those types of intentions. That's how I believe the technology is ready and waiting for us to use it, man. Those
Yo,
kind of approaches.
I love messing with Taurus and Pisces. is mathematically the best combination in astrology. I mean, period. I'm not. There's no. We're not gonna do no debating, no nothing. So this what we doing here is alchemy in front of y'all eyes because he just a big antenna. As he talking, I'm pulling. I'm like, ooh, like I gotta jump in, but he giving me so much good. Darren, watch this alley I'm about to give him. Can you talk about the dangers of people comparing experiences? Why should people not try to compare your experiences with what they think is going to happen to them?
Because you're not them, man. They're not you. Simple as, if we come, if I let me be responsible, if we just look at the terminology, the two terminology, the main words floating around is psychedelics, to manifest the psyche, to make the psyche clear. Your psyche is not my psyche, it's no one else's psyche. I know we talk about collective consciousness and all of those good stuff. And we have to get back to that ego conversation as well. I'm interested to have that. But yeah, we got the collective consciousness and all that type of stuff. But your psyche is your psyche, psychedelic. So it's going to make your mind clear, your mind, not my mind or her mind or their mind, your mind clear. And with that said, the term entheogen, to degenerate divine or the God within, spirit within, again, that's within you, not me, not her, not them. It's within you. So it's something about you and some work that you need to do with yourself. And that's why you can't compare someone else's experience and be set up to have the same experiences as someone else, or would like to have the same experience as someone else, because they're not you. It's not your psyche. They don't have the same stuff within. Whatever's within that makes you up is what makes up the experience. And that's how we work this out.
So
How I roll. So
I'm gonna ask you a couple of regular questions that people ask all the time that you're tired of hearing because I'm tired of hearing these. I'm just asking you because I'm tired of hearing them. So Darren, what's the best strain for me to start out with? What's the best strain in the world, Darren?
okay, yeah. So I told people what you do, depending on where your source is, you go to wherever your source is and you go with whatever resonates, man. So if you're ordering from a website, for example, say, and they've got a whole range, and let's say, for example, say you see South American, Mexican, McKenna, golden tea, and you're confused. You're like, oh shit, there's so much to choose from. You go with what resonates. So me, I started off with going to a website and seeing a site, and it was based upon geographical locations. And I was like, Cambodia. Darren, always wanted to go to Cambodia. I'm interested in that. Let me buy that particular one. And that's what I tell people to do, that type of stuff. Don't buy what I buy or what the next man buys. Go with what your spirit, your vibe, your energy is telling you to go with. At the end of the day, the active ingredient inside technology is the active ingredient at the end of the day, psilocybin. There's certain signatures, based upon the geographical locations that these mushrooms grow in. But at the end of the day, a lot of it is big business also. So I will always remind people that the technology allows you to navigate your psyche and to generate the divine within you. It's something about you. So yes, we've got technologies that resonate with our DNA and stuff. I really appreciate that stuff, coming from the motherland, so to speak. But at the same time, I'm part of a generation that was born in the UK. When I always tell people, when I was conceived with jelly dish, jelly deals, pie and mash, fish and chips. All of that is in all of that English stuff is part of me, man. I'm like, I acknowledge that and take it. As much as I've got my Asian, African, indigenous, I'm aware of what makes me up. All of that stuff is in me, and all of that potentially can come out in the experiences. So you utilize the technology to bring different parts of that out of you. So whether it's the Asian African aspect, and you might want to tap into some Asian African strains to kind of program yourself. It's kind of like more of a neuro hacking. That's the way I see it. It's more neuro hacking yourself. Like, all right, so if I buy a strain from Mexico and I'm trying to do some research, I don't know, like on Olmecs, Asian, Mexican, South American stuff, and they deal with mushrooms, maybe when I set my setting up, I set it up in a way where, I draw some big stone heads, or I'll order some off the internet. I don't know. But you can play around, man. That's what I'm really encouraging people to play around with the technology in that sense. When I say play around, not play with it, play around with it, play around with it in regards to setting up your space, man. So yeah, I was drifted. But yeah, bro.
I had another question, but boy, we got bunch of questions in the chat room, and Mama Ayana has something, so I wanted to get to hers. We gonna get some of these questions. Have
Big up
either of
Mama
you,
Ayana.
oh,
Oh, she's yeah, man.
man,
Family. Yeah,
bro,
man.
have either of you used the entheogen San Pedro cactus with the psilocybin? I heard it sweetens the experience. No for me. D, what's up with you?
No, for me too. I've not tried any cactus whatsoever. But ironically, I was working with someone who's having their first experience, mushroom experience, and they're having it or mixing it with cactus. And I was curious to know as to why. For their very first experience, I was like, why don't you get to kind of build a relationship with one or the other? You know, like just start. It's like, it's like, because the way I see it, it's like a gal. When I say it's like women, it's like, if I'm going out with a woman on the first date and I invite another woman out on that date,
It could get
it
weird. It
might
could get
work
weird.
well. It may work well, but I know within myself, I'm better off taking one woman out, seeing what the vibe is, seeing what the energy is like, and seeing what the other energy is like, and that's how I would then integrate them because I'm for integration and I have merged different technologies together. I'm not against that at all.
That point that you are making right now, y'all stop speedballing. Okay? Hold on, let me get the right sound effect for that. When you speedball, stop speedballing. It's not a race. You don't gotta do lemon tech the first time. You don't know whether you need lemon tech. You don't know
There you
whether you
go.
need
There you
something to
go.
go with it. You don't know yet. Okay?
There you go, bro. Very
But guess
important.
what?
Very
But guess
important.
what? How you do one thing is how you do everything. So y'all probably be out here like Mama Ayana. Yeah, she could try some San Pedro and some entheogens because she already sure enough know about the shroom.
There you
She
go.
know
There
about
you
the
go.
ayahuasca. She don't know yet, but now she's comfortable enough with this one relationship before she start trying to do something else. Y'all probably lonely out here because you try to take two girls out who didn't know each other. Okay, take one woman out or take one dude out. Okay, see what's up. Then y'all have a conversation to see, theoretically what would happen if we add another person to the wheel. Okay, so
Let me share something with you, bro, because I shared it with Ali earlier on,
mhm.
and it was one of my earliest experiences with psychedelics. Because pre-mushrooms, I had experienced Salvia divinorum, DMT, then mushrooms, and pre using the Salvia divinorum, which was my first experience, which is a leaf plant that you find in Mexico. I basically had an experience after having a couple low dose experiences with it because I was basically very nervous, very anxious about doing this thing by myself this time around. I was like, let me creep myself up, not playing safe with it. And I'm creeping up, and I had basically had an experience. And then, but within that experience of a semi-low to middle dose range of salvia, because it can hit you. When it gets you, it can get you. But it hadn't got me yet. But within that experience, it was really clear, bro, that the spirit of the plant or some part of myself was like, bro, next time you smoke me, you're not smoking with that bitch.
Say
And I
that
was like,
again.
exactly. The experience that I had was because the salvia divinorum, you smoke it in a bong or a pipe.
Okay,
I
okay.
have to smoke it before. And when I smoked it, the experience I had when I came out of it was, bro, and that wasn't the word, it was the N word. And it was like, bro,
Oh, you can say that on here. You can say nigga. Or you can say nigga on my channel.
it
It's
was
all
like,
good.
nigga, don't smoke me in that bong again. I was like, what? And I put two and two together in the experience because it was a bong that used to be, I had been smoking my weed in. It was a bong that I smoked my weed in. And she was really clear, it was really clear in this experience that she didn't like the fact that I was smoking that particular plant, her plant, in a bong that had enough residue of another plant in there. And I needed to get I need to get a bong for her, a special one for her.
She want a whole new
So these were
outfit.
some of that happened after my second or third experience. And I was like, that's when I learned about mixing. Sometimes it works, sometimes they're not having it. Sometimes they don't want to mix. So yeah, you need people who know what they're talking about or have experienced it,
That
which ones do mix the ones you can have a menage a trois with, and the ones that want you for themselves. You know.
Darren invited the sister over to his house and then asked her to put on somebody else's dress. The other chick left a dress over there, and Darren was like, "Oh, you can just put on her dress." And the chick was like, "How about I leave? Or how about I punch you in your throat?
Basically.
Okay, how about that? Or how about you don't get nothing from me, never no more?" Wait, you know what I'm saying? So the
Yeah,
disrespect
bro.
can get
Next
real.
morning, it was the first thing I went and bought a brand new dress for her. Yeah, she was really clear. I was down at the store, getting her size, everything, man. Came back home and was like, I'll never make that mistake again.
I apologize, honey. I
Yeah.
apologize, honey. Let me go get you something fresh. Let me go get you something fresh over here. Maurice said, "How often are you going in?" I know Kalindi recommended 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, man. I've got too much flowing now, man, because I've had a different kind of juice flowing through me this evening. Um,
I
and
think
I'm
they're
at a
talking
space
about
and play.
mushrooms. I think they're talking about
Yeah,
mushrooms, though,
yeah,
not the Virgin
I
grape.
know. I came back from Jamaica and there was like they gifted me loads of rum, Jamaican rum. I don't know why they do that stuff.
Oh, do you still have some?
I still have some.
I was like, absolutely. For me too. It's not for.
Overproof. They call it overproof. It's not just like it's that overproof stuff. Yeah. But
Mm,
anyway, I'm drifting. Sorry. But I'm at a point now where I was very rigid. Well, not a point. I was at a place when I started. I mean, I'm coming from the school of thought of Kalinde, so it was like every 3 to 4 weeks, once a month. I was very nerdy with it, very rigid with it at first. Full moons, these particular dates, days of the week. I've gone through that part of it. And I've also gone to the part of the random ones where I could just be hanging with you tonight and you're like, bro, me and Oi is catching the vibe. What, you want to do some shrooms?
wow.
Can we do some shrooms?
Wow.
And at one point I would never have been in that place and space. I wasn't in that space and place, 6, 7 years ago. But on my journey, I'm like, I've had some amazing experiences with people and by myself on the random, like coming home and feeling good about myself, feeling myself. Like tonight's a good day to go. I was planning to go in on the weekend, but I'm feeling myself tonight.
It's Tuesday. I'm feeling good. I'm
Yeah,
feeling
yeah.
froggy.
Friday.
Right.
I was planning for a Friday, and I'm gonna have to call in sick tomorrow. It's like,
Be late tomorrow.
like so. With that said, again being responsible. Yeah, we say simply because of the residue, the butterfly effect of one day experience, integrating the experience, allowing the psilocybin eventually to disseminate. So then when you do go in again, you get more bang for your buck. You don't have to take or increase your dosage to get to those same places because the more frequent you go in, you build up the tolerance. So all of those things there, and I've been there and done that where like I'm going in and nothing's going on because like you're killing it, bro. You was at a, yeah, you was at a festival, you was doing this, doing that, then you're coming home trying to do this, and like, come on, there you go, there you go, there you go. So,
So,
but I had to do that. I had to experience it because I was still naive. I was a novice, and I still am a novice and still naive. But just in regards to like, well, what happens when you don't do the alone into the alone and you play some music or you got some sounds? I've got people who do yoga. Let me do some yoga and do it. I like running now. Let me do a dosage and go running and let me jump on a bike. I like riding bikes and like, let me integrate it into my life because it's a way of life for me now, man. It's a way of life. So it's not just on the full moon at the end of the month. It's like, yeah, a way of life. So let me integrate it into my forest walks. I like going to the forest. I'm going to bring it in all the areas of my life that have already brought me joy and let me enhance that even more. Because, bro, we've been carrying too much baggage. We got all this baggage, all this trauma, all this shit that we carry around with us, man. So I don't want to be rolling with that all day, every day.
it's
So, yeah, that's
crazy.
how I roll with it now.
So this is my this is how I met Kalinde off the gate. So this is my Tai Chi, Tantra, martial arts, healing instructor, Grandmaster Sunyata Saraswati. Big shouts out. He was always minding his business. That was the wrong button, but for sure, big shouts out. So Sunyata challenged us as students. He said, find a way to practice Tai Chi 24 hours a day. Find a way to practice Tai Chi 24 hours a day. So I'm growing mushrooms. How do I practice Tai Chi? I'm having sex. How do I practice Tai Chi? I'm taking a bath. How do I practice Tai Chi? I'm taking my mushrooms. The first journey, the first time I went in on some golden, my first time was on some golden teachers. I ain't know nothing about no rules. I ain't know nothing about what no hero's dose was. My man gave them to me. We put them in the water. I put them in my cup. I drank the tea and ate the mushrooms and sat there. I didn't know what it was until the next day. And then I was like, what was that? He was like, oh, that's 5 grams. So I was like, oh, that's what everybody does. He was like, no. He was like, that's the hero's dose. I said, so why you didn't start me off with 2 or 3? He was like, you a big boy now. I was like, oh. But when it first started hitting me on my traps, I was like, how do I practice Tai Chi while I'm on these mushrooms? So it's went over to I'm practicing Tai Chi and doing astrology, and I'm integrating what the technology gave me 24/7. So I haven't done a big dose since May the 10th, full moon in Scorpio. Lord have mercy. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, well, nah, because then you'd be like, oh, I ain't gonna do it on the because your chart it might be different. And we had because we went as a group too. You know what I'm saying? So it was there's a lot of different elements going on. I wasn't by myself, yada yada yada. But I've done so yeah. Me, I'm a 28-day person. I'm a full moon cycle. I mean, not go through 28 days, which is a full cycle of the moon, which is 8 cycles, right? Then, but you could microdose 2 days after. Like for me, I might be back on my microdose 2 days after to catch it. For some people, you could microdose up to the time that you're about to go in. You might want to microdose 3 days on, take 2 days off, and then do your 7 grams or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Mudu has the term citizen scientist. All of you all are citizens. And he said he got that from Paul Stamets. He was like, Paul Stamets don't got no degree in this. He's a citizen scientist, a scientist citizen. You got to be, you the guinea pig. And this whole thing
independent research.
Independent research. And you getting past your own hang-ups.
That's right.
All of us got hang-ups, yo. To put that mushroom in your mouth, Kalinda said, he said, if you ain't came back and was like, that's the last time, fuck that. I ain't taking no more. You ain't taking enough.
Yeah, man. And that word is born, you know, but like, bro, that's like 10 commandments. If there's like, that's there. Until you get there, like, you're not there yet, man.
Right. So, you be a scientist. Peace and wholeness. I've experienced the protocols 53579. Each time I've had hysterical laughing fits. Are there any aspects or part of journeys that are experienced by all? Bro, look at them teeth that you showing. Look at all them teeth and big ass smile. Like you probably always trying to keep people cheered up. You know what I'm saying? And you might not laugh enough in your normal day. You might have been holding back. I seen people cry hysterically because they don't cry enough. You know, they're so hard, and then they spend all this time. Or a person who's I sat for a therapist, and she sung for the first 3 hours. She sung one bar. She sung the hook of one song for 3 hours. But then the next day, she was just like, I was like, do you remember so and so? She was like, yeah, I think I remember last night singing that for about 3 or 4 minutes. I was like, nah, boo. Like it was 3 hours. You was on your back, on your side, face down. Same song. I was like, I knew where you was at all night because you were singing the song. It was when you stopped singing, I was like, you good? So you got to be your own citizen scientist, brother. Take notes, you know.
There you go, man.
Nerd some of it out and let us know when you get to 12 and 15. That's what we're looking for.
And it's no different from, I hear that a lot as far as people saying, you know, I was yawning a lot. I think I was speaking with you earlier. I got people that's like, I was just howling like a wolf for 3 hours, you know, and, you know, a lot of the times it don't make sense. And that's good. You know, that's part of the experience. So especially when you get like it seems like the brother's having is like reoccurrences. So it gives you the opportunity to say, okay, well, last time I was laughing, this happened. This time I was laughing, it was this. It's like you said, you can be that nerd and start working yourself out, getting that, because your mind is clearing. So it's giving you a clearance of the mind to start working yourself out.
This your question
Some
right
people
here.
would say, "Oh, the laughing is you," like you said, holding back or not laughing enough. There's many interpretations, but only you know, man. That's what I do know. Only you know. So
Right.
yeah, being that nerd will help in working yourself out.
So this, what do you think about what Miss Parker said? I got my own opinion with this right here. What do you think about this? Is there a big difference
Is there a
between
big
eating the
difference
mushroom?
between eating the mushrooms and versus tea? So, if I be honest, I wouldn't say there's a big difference. Simply because once you get it in you, you get it in you. But Darren, in particular, likes to have a direct relationship with minimum interference, with minimum minimum alchemy, minimum, just the minimum, as raw and organic as I can keep it, the better for me personally. But I found that the experience itself, when I have it in a drinking form, that the experience comes on kind of quicker.
Mmm.
That's what I've experienced personally. But I've also experienced when I drink tea that I've got to go to the toilet more frequently. And that's then part of the experience
Mmm.
of the whole toilet
Mmm.
bit.
Damn, I forgot to hit the record button at the beginning of this. I got to go through another step to put the audio. It's all good. I wanted to show you this right here. I don't know if you know about Zydor. So he got a guy over here that's hold on, let me get your comment, let me get your banner out the way. 128 grams in the tea.
Who's that for? One person? Yeah, I don't put that much in my tea. I'll be sure.
So, he was like, "This is how I spent Friday the 13th. I held space for church member 1818846 last night. He did 128 grams of dried albino A plus in the tea form. We did 3 30-minute steeps with fresh boiling water each time. This was another long ceremony. He did a split dose, consuming the first 2/3 of the tea at 8 p.m. and finished the rest at 4:20 a.m. I can't share much about what happened. Here are a few of the insights. He is doing these dosages to disentangle the distortions in his existence. 2, everyone has a right to exist. 3, the denial of humanity is a distortion of existence. He described the overall ceremony as incredibly profound, both enlightening and tragic. Do not take large amounts of mushrooms if you don't know what you are doing. If you are interested in high dose journey, start at 5 grams and work your way up. The advice from the late Kalinda E was to work your way up in 2-gram increments.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say let the mushrooms guide you, but if you don't have clear guidance, 2 grams is safe. Then I thought on this path, I took 3, 5, then guided to increments of 5, 10, up to 30, and the guidance, blah, blah, blah. But I just want to go back to what you were laughing at, because you started laughing when you saw this right here. So what you got to say? What were you laughing at, bro? When I was reading, everyone has a right to exist, and the denial of humanity is a distortion of existence. What's up, man? What you
Yeah,
laughing at?
there's there's just a couple of things, bro. Like one, um, I can just imagine an experience where like where those are some of the conclusions you come to, and sometimes it's so profound, but at the same time, it's like what you would say when you're sober too, so to
Mm,
speak.
mm.
So I was just kind of feeling it from both perspectives when you come with something so profound, but it's actually so simple as well, like the obvious too, which I really appreciate about mushrooms, the simplicity of them and how they deliver stuff. But was it dried 128 of dried albino in the tea form, and what he drank all 128 grams? What's going on?
Now he took, he steeped them down and drunk these 3 glasses. So he drunk one. He drunk the first 2 straight up,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
what's that? 8,
So just a glass of the okay, so a cup. I got you. All right. So he did do it all. Okay. Okay. Yeah, man.
yeah. But then he drunk, but he drunk the 3rd cup at 4:20 in the morning. Like, bruh, bruh. First off, well, me in particular, I am more of a fan of eating it. I may put it in a smoothie once it gets to like over 12 grams. I don't know if I want to sit down and eat all that, but I'm trying to push a little bit. But this right here, my friends, I don't know what he's trying to figure out. I ain't trying to Jones or nothing, but look, bro, that's 4 ounces. That's 4 ounces of dried mushrooms. I don't care if this is the weakest mushroom on planet Earth.
Mm.
128 just to try to even pull this off is
Do you
bananas.
know this guy? Do you know the guy, Dave Hemp? I'm looking at the name
Yes,
now.
yes,
It's
yes, yes, yes.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is
The name's
yeah.
familiar, man. The name.
He runs the church that
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. I see this. I see this.
that was raided. Yeah, but I've been there when I went to Oakland.
Yeah, I saw your stuff with him. I saw your pieces. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
I
man.
think I don't know if I got something on here, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Dave is we did it was me, him, and this is hold on, where Dave at? Right. I thought we had.
Go up.
I,
I think I saw it. You know, go up.
nah, because it was supposed to be right up in here. Somebody must have took it.
There was a picture. Go up. Go up a bit. Go up. I saw something. I
Ah,
swear I
what?
saw the dude. You
Huh?
know. One more go. Ain't that it? No.
Nah, nah,
Oh
nah.
no, no, no. Sorry.
This is the doctor that we was talking about from Stanford, who's got that program that we about to bring out. So like
Go
we
on.
looking
Big
for
up Moody. Let me give Moody a shout. I can see his face there, man. Yeah, big up Moody. All right. All right.
absolutely. Big shouts out to Kevin Matthews. Kevin was who wrote the initial work that got it passed in Denver. So we want to let y'all know we ain't out here like playing around with no jokers who not, really serious about this. This brother West Point, Mudu making a face back there, travel the world with Kalindi, my particular background. Like we trying to bring y'all like the the illest thing that y'all, what I'm saying, can have. Man, I know
Well, let me just speak on Mudu just for a second, yeah,
come on,
because
go ahead.
Mudu has come to the UK 2 times now, man, and
Right.
he's killed it every time. Every time
Mm-hmm.
he's killed it, whether it's the academic, because all the stuff, although you may see that the breaking convention stuff that's
Mm-hmm.
online,
Yeah.
we're also in the hood. Just the hood stuff isn't online. You know what I'm saying? So Mudu can take the hood and he can deal with the academic communities, and he kills it every time, man. And the last time he was here, he smashed it, man. And the exchange potential is ridiculous. So I can only imagine, what was going on when all you guys were traveling in Oakland and stuff like that, man.
Oh
It's coming off
man.
the
So
hook.
like, this is over on Oakland High Phase channel, and this is just me and Dave, and he's smoking. Boy, he smoked big. He smoked big tree, buddy. He smoked. He's in his, and I'm in mine. I ain't even gonna unmute the volume, but we was already in so deep when Reggie was like, "Yo, I gotta record this," and so this is just. So this is Dave. He runs the Zydor Church, the Mushroom Church, or the Church of Ambrosia.
Sorry,
Um,
yo, man, we got some trolls in the bill. Sorry, bro, and I'm flying. Doctor Strange, because I saw the name Doctor Strange, and he's like, "Nice, you got more gay YouTube broadcasters." He's killing it.
oh,
Who's this in the building, bro?
oh, look, bro. I'm gonna show you how I handle that. I'm gonna show you. Watch this right here, cause I
I'm
kill
like,
ants with
Doctor Strange, one
a
of our people. I'm
sledgehammer.
like, man's trolling.
Yeah, it's all good. Somebody tripping. Anyway, bump them. Dia Dem Kiss says she ain't seen your face since the teens. Whoever this is, you
Wow,
gotta
who are
see and
you?
admire.
Who are you?
Yeah,
My
come
friend,
on, man.
my sister.
That's your, you. Oh,
Yeah,
you know
man.
her?
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, right. Anyway, uh, she says, so we got Duran Young. Actually a black therapist who was trained in psychedelics. Please send
Wow,
me
wow.
a DM. So what we're doing is we're looking for professionals. We're looking for like one of our strategies is we want to go to the National Black Council of Black Psychologists. We want to go to the National Council of Black Psychotherapists. We want to go to the National Black Council of Engineers. We want to go to the National Black Council of Police Officers. Like we want to go and interact with our people and educate our own folks on how this is beneficial for us. So you can come and get your information. Like if you want to study pornography, you should get with a porn star, right? If you
There
want
you
to study
go.
law, you should get with a lawyer. You know what I'm
There
saying? If
you
you want to
go.
bag up grams, you should get up with somebody who bag up grams. We looking for
Monster.
we looking for black therapists who want to push a little further, and that's what we put together is a curriculum. Yes, nice
And what's
shit.
big, bro, is that you guys are pioneering a lot of stuff in the States. When I say you guys in the States, and I just want to big up, I can't give you names right now, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes here in the UK, our own people, in particular the sisters who are trained psychotherapists and psychologists and all those ologist type of roles. And I just want to big them up. I can't big them up individually, but what I do want to do is just give them a credit where credit is due, simply because through spreading spores like Brother Kalindi, Mama Ayana, Sister Omalewa, Brother Mudu, who've traveled and come over to the UK in the past. I just want to let them all know in some shape or form that there's a butterfly effect to what they've done. You know, I know what I do, but I'm also aware what they do, and they've impacted to the point where we've got, in particular, elders in our community as well as trained psychotherapists now looking into this and exploring this on our side of the pond. And I can't wait, bro, till I'm hooking them up with your folks, psychotherapists like Darren Young in the States and all of these black psychologists and psychotherapists and whatever is there is out there that can bring all that together. Because, bro, that's not my field. And I keep it funky, man. I'm not trying to get into that field like that. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm just trying to inspire those who are in that field to, like, oh, this is just take this seriously. You can start to have mature conversations, mature dialogues within your field around this. And me and Oye, we can be in Jamaica or the Bahamas or wherever it is,
Bali.
doing mushrooms on the beach, you know, how we want to do it. And all you psychotherapists can do it how you want to do it. And, you know, all the musicians, you can do it how you need to do it. And everybody finds their place and gets in where they fit, so to speak, man. So I'm really inspired by that. You know, you've got psychotherapist over there, we've got psychotherapist over here, and potentially we're going to start connecting those professionals, man. And we got the professional arm, and we will always have the underground railroad.
All day to the Underground Railroad, all day. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say yes, black therapists rock. And Darren is the friend I was referring to. Okay, Black Minds in Meditation. Okay. Oh, Anglo Prison. That's the name of the prison that you were talking about earlier.
Angola, that's it, yeah, man.
Angola Prison.
Angola, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then this is the email. Y'all please send me an email or shoot me an IG if you are a professional, any professional. I mean, like if you are a massage therapist, if you teach yoga, if you have any type of certification where you like my friend Asha, she was like, I got more certification than I know what to do with. Bump that. I was like, nah, honey, we're gonna take this and we're gonna use it now to say like, yo, I am certified. I do have this particular paperwork and this is the benefit. All right. So, yeah, somebody caught you on a conspiracy fact. Pigeonhole is 360 to prevent blacks from spiritual awareness. We don't care about that because it's a wrap. You can't. You listen. Here go my phrase. Limitations you fight for, you get to keep. So in this journey right now, if I'm not going to try to put your arm behind your back and convince you to do mushrooms and take this medicine and become a Doctor Strange. You can keep your limitations and you can be brown. I don't care. At this point, I only work with the willing. Darren ain't out here looking for some folks he got to convince. He got a whole folks looking for us who would like tell me that I learned that when I was with the 5%ers. I'm debating another 5%er over one itsy bitsy difference that we have in the third degree of the 120, where this person standing beside me don't know nothing, and then he's asking me a question. I'm like, hold on, I got to finish crushing Darren first. I got to finish crushing divine equality first. Hold on, divine law first. Now, when I finish a 2-hour debate, you still standing there, and I'm tired, and I can't give you full attention. I'll never do that again. Jay-Z said, never argue with the fool because from a distance, you don't know who's who. So I'm only looking for the folks who looking for me. That's it. I'm not, because you know why? Because I ain't see Baba out there trying to look for somebody who wasn't looking for him. He wasn't on the street corner. He was paying out his own pocket. He was going to MAPS. He was going to the psychedelic conferences. He was going to the Breaking Convention. He was going to these places. And then when he got there, then he kicked the dough in. Because you got to be in the right place before you kick the dough in and you wave the fofo. right? Don't kick in the wrong door
Bro,
at the
look,
wrong
look, look,
time.
look, look.
Come on, man, give me a story. I see a
Let's
story
pour
coming.
let's pour some rum for Baba. Yeah.
Whoa, he over there with. I thought you were sipping on some tea. He over there sipping.
We don't do the English tea
Hold
like
on,
that over
hold on,
here, man.
hold on.
We
Go on and
no,
start the
it's a late
story.
night.
I got to
I'm
go.
into the midnight hours over here,
Oh no, I
bro.
got to go get
But
mine.
let me, because our mutual connection is Baba, let's just show you what the deal was, bro. Because Baba came to the UK, all guns blazing, 2011. Let me tell the story if it's not been, well, it
Oh
has been
wait, wait,
forgotten.
wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait. I have to take us because I got to go get mine. I can't let you drink by yourself. I don't do that. So before this happens, hold on. Let me run this real quick while I go get my drink.
Yeah, feel drink, man. So what?
I got to pour up my mama wanna shake this up.
All right. What do you have there, my brother?
So this is some mama wanna from the Dominican Republic. So you had to go exotic. I had to go pull out a little something. You know, I had to bring the herbs back to fix my own piece right here. So let me pull up this shot for Baba as you finna tell this story. You know, go ahead. I'm now. Please, please let us have it. 'Cause I might run through this little piece right here. Go right ahead.
Okay, let's go
2011,
back.
guns blazing.
Let's
Go
go.
ahead. Everybody go get y'all's. Y'all know what it is. Hold on. As a matter of fact,
Bro, you're the worst, you know. You're bringing
pause
out the
this. I'm
worst.
gonna let you tell
Let's
it over
do
the
it.
beat. Hold on. I'm gonna let you tell it over the beat. Here you go. Back up to that. Back up to that. Uh, Come on, tell that story.
All right, yeah, man. I'm gonna take some names out. So what? How do they say it? To keep the potentially accused innocent or whatever it is, man. And I don't want them coming out with any diss videos and stuff, you know. So with that said, bro, like I was, as you may be familiar, I was familiar with Bubba's work um, for a good couple decades, you know, in my consciousness journey. Then in a very short window, I'm like, this is the brother who does martial arts. Now he's talking about mushrooms, and he's like, no, it's not now. I've been talking about mushrooms. I've done been talking about mushrooms, but nobody wants to hear me talk about mushrooms. They keep inviting me to the UK to do this stuff on Asian African martial arts. So with that said, by the time I got in touch with him by way of Wayne Chandler, so we got Wayne Chandler, one of the biggest teachers out there, one of the humblest teachers out there who also supported me in connecting with Kalinde, because I've had many teachers who would be like, I just want to keep you around me and forget what them saying and forget what they're saying. And Wayne was like, yo, you're getting into that realm of psychedelics and I'm not qualified. You need to go check out this brother Kalindi. And I'm like, yeah, but I know Kalindi. He does martial arts and stuff, mate. He don't do, psychedelics and stuff. And he's like, boom. And him along with somebody else said the same thing. So in 24 hours, I had Kalinde calling my phone and saying, yeah, Wayne said to give you a call. And I'll say that to say that in that space of time of talking with him on the phone, he's like, you won't believe it. I'm actually scheduled to come to the UK to do this conference known as the Breaking Convention. This was the very first Breaking Convention in history. So remember, he's breaking ground. And this was the very first one. It was taking place 2011, June or July. Yeah, probably July in Canterbury. Yeah, in Canterbury. And at that time in my life, I personally had one psychedelic experience and was gassed off of that experience where I'm like, look, I'm trying to find the man or the woman who knows what I need to know next. And everybody's pointing me to Kalindi, and Kalindi's saying to me, yo, you need to find yourself at this conference. This conference, I'm in London. The conference is miles away. It's not in my area where I live. I need to get a coach and travel and shit, get somewhere to stay, all of that stuff. I don't have the money to do that at the time. Everything lines up, energies, ancestors line it all up, and I actually get the opportunity to go to this place because the tickets are not cheap, to let you know that, and I've still got to get there as well as buy tickets and so forth. But I eventually get there. The man that I've seen on DVDs many a times is now in the flesh there, like, wagwan, yo, you're Darren, I'm Kalindi. Like, we're here in Canterbury, and we're the only two black people here. Not that it's a thing, but what we are gonna do, or what I did witness, yeah, there we go. What I did witness, bro, was this man not butt dance, not stutter, not slip, slide, or anything in regards to how I'd seen him deliver in the past in this space and place where there was hundreds of people, all these academia, and he was basically just telling them about themselves and telling them about ourselves, in the way, whether that was as African indigenous people, as sovereign mushroom takers in this space. He was just delivering it. And what happened was, just like you've seen with the Breaking Convention in particular, it's really tight, time's tight. And I'll be honest, Kalinde, it's not, he wasn't, subjected to the only person being able to talk for 20 minutes or half an hour. That's the criteria for everybody. But what we did know was that everybody wanted more. It was obvious, like throughout that very first weekend. And what killed it, bro, was at the end of the conference, of the very first one, they had all the major figures on the main stage. The MAPS, the colleges, the universities, all the heads, presidents, prime ministers, whatever they're known as, chairmans and whatnot, were all on the stage. And in a nutshell, bro, they were like, it's an amazing day to be here in the UK, with this psychedelic thing going down. The future looks bright. The future looks white, pretty much, they were saying. And it's gonna come through us and our models, the models that we're about to present to you, with all these trials and research that we're doing. Looks like it's gonna be, controlled by the same powers that be, in essence, that have been controlling things the whole time. And what was amazing was Kalinde stood up right at the very end and was like, y'all ain't doing enough mushrooms.
Huh?
Yeah,
everybody gathered, all the big heads.
All the people who are on stage that would been saying the future of psychedelics is us, and you're going to be coming to our centers in the future.
The white way.
Yeah, we got the way.
And there was two black people there. There was two black people.
There was two of us. There was an Asian guy, I remember. There was maybe a few other people of color here or there. But I remember looking around, man, and I know what I saw. And Kalinde was just stood in his square, and he was like, yo, you lot don't do enough mushrooms. You need to take higher doses. Because if you would take higher doses and would do more mushrooms more frequently, and not just when you've done it in the 1960s or 70s or whenever it was you've done it 30, 40, 50 years ago, you wouldn't be talking the way that you're talking and trying to control this thing the way you're trying to control it. And what he done, bro, he just spoke up for everybody that was in the audience. When I say that, he got the standing ovation of the conference. He got the standing ovation of the conference.
Mm.
All the big guys were on stage, the Max guys, the colleges, the universities, and everyone was like, "Yo, what this brother here is saying is what we're all kind of the people on the ground, the people's champ. We all know who he was. He had the most hits on YouTube. I'm that nerd. I'm that guy that's looking at the hits. I'm like, bro, you get the most hits, you get the most love, and they're not flying you over, they're not taking care of you. And I'm not just saying the breaking convention because that he did take care of Kalinde. Yeah. Like they're one of the very few organizations and companies that looked out for him, made sure that eventually stuff got taken care of. But for the most part, he was paying his own way and doing his own thing. And it was just a groundbreaking moment for everybody there. But for me in particular, just to see my elder, my teacher, my G, my homie, my people speaking, doing what they're doing, just killing it. Like, bro, it gave me so much confidence, so much energy, so much vibes. And it was that day when I was like, bro, you're not doing this by yourself. I wasn't talking about trying to talk. I wasn't trying to be a speaker or anything like that. I was like, I've got your back in it. That's just like if one of my bridges say, yo, bro, I'm going out on the roads. There's a couple man around the corner trying to do me something. I'm like, bro, I can't send you out there by yourself. I don't want to beef. I don't want beef. I'm having a good day. But at the same time, let me see if I can squash it. Let me, and that's how it was like, bro, I can't send you out there on a battlefield in my territory. You're in Europe. You're in my town. Hey, no, that can't go down. No. So with that said, that was like the life-changing experience, not just for me, but for like the hundreds of people. That was kind of Kalindi for the first time in the UK coming and talking about psychedelics. He killed it, bro. He just killed it. And from that day onwards, like as I said, he was there every year, sometimes 2-3 times a year. I had him coming to the UK doing stuff because he was just killing it, man. He was Jay-Z, he was Kanye, he was like, and I was the guy saying, yeah, this is the hottest artist. This is who you need to be. This is who you need to be listening to.
Yeah. It was like Steve
yeah,
Griffin.
man. I was trying to be that guide, and eventually he was like, "Yo, I was sharing information with him and knowledge. I'm like, I'm doing my own research now, and maybe at your next talk you should talk about this, or you could include this in the talk, or bring this." And eventually he's like, "Yo, you just need to stand up and you need to say your piece, not for me to talk about. Which is your research, so why don't you get up and do it?" So that's the brother that I'm talking about. Why he's big, and now I live a lifestyle that's what I do, bro. That's what I'm doing. I'm feeling. I make a living from it. So, yo, man, he just verified.
I got a question. So you're telling me, I'm trying to get the facts straight. You had only done one trip when Kalinde came, and you met him in 2011. So you weren't growing your own at that time.
No, this is what killed it, bro. See, this is why I say like you've got me. You probably gonna get the best engagement ever, man, because of weed and alcohol and shit. But bro, he was Morpheus, man. Bro, when I made the call and he came through on the phone, like on the phone, he came through like, yo, you've been looking for me.
Get on the floor. Get on the floor and crawl to the left.
Yeah, it felt like that, bro. And what I got the benefit of, because when he goes, yeah, I'm already coming to the UK to do this breaking convention. And I'm like, well, look, I already do events in the UK. I've been working with Bobby Hemmett, Alim Bay, and many others in bringing them over from the States. Like, it'll be an honor to bring you over to talk about this. And he's like, nobody's ever invited me to the UK to talk about psychedelics. So I'm like, that's not a problem. I've got you in it. So we done 3 nights back to back in London, and that opened up to us traveling around the UK.
3 nights back to back with
3
the
nights
back to
back.
With the
No, so we done the breaking convention, then we came to London, and then the following weekend we done 3 days back to back, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sold out events. I always say that to say, bro, the first events were sold out and then the numbers declined after the real started getting revealed. That's what we learned. When people realized how serious this was and what he was dealing with, it's like, whoa, okay. People weren't ready for it, man. That's what we discovered. But with that said, the numbers picked up, and yeah, we got where we was at.
First off, I want to say thank you for pouring the drink, because now I'm feeling really good right now. It's really a wrap now. Y'all done got me here on this right here. So, and it's crazy because one of the main alcohols in Mama Juana is rum. So it's a high-end rum, red wine, honey, cinnamon, and then the herbs from the Dominican Republic. So big shouts out to the DR right now. Big shouts out to all the rum drinkers right now. Put your choice up. This is the first time ever too. I ain't never done this with nobody where I come over here and we like tossing it up for the GOD. This is epic.
Bro,
So
this is the technology too, man. Let's not sleep on the alcohol. I know it's used and abused, but the alcohol has the ether too, the spirit, trying us to communicate. This technology also and setting intentions. If you use it correctly, you can do what you need to do with it, man. So let's not
let me
abuse
go
it.
get. Do you mind if I go get Mudu? Do you mind if I go get Mudu? Should I go get Mudu and bring him into
Bro,
this?
bring my brother Moody into
Is
the
that what you
building.
telling me I need to do? I
That's
need
what
to
I'm
go
saying
get
you need to
Mudu.
do. And
Let me.
just to round up on what I was saying, bro. When Kalinde came over, as I would say, man, let me not speak French. He fucked up the dance when he came to the breaking convention. That's what we try and do over here. He fucked up the dance in the local community. Everybody was like, "Whoa, we knew of this man for martial arts, but he's never spoken about mushrooms and psychedelics." It was just groundbreaking, bro. And then I had the privilege of over that 7 days where he was chilling, he was staying at my crib, and he taught me how to grow mushrooms. I got first-hand experience direct from Kalinde in teaching me how to cultivate mushrooms, man. So like, I'm forever indebted to the brother for putting me on the game that he put me on. Just like I had older homies that put me on other game that didn't serve me too well in my life. This brother put me on game that is like indefinitely serving me well from here, and I can't see for that unforeseen future.
Look, I'm trying to call Mudu right now. Be like, yo, go check your, cause he don't check his Facebook. Oh,
See, this is what I'm gonna be cheeky in it, only because the spirit's flowing. Like Mudu, I'm onto him all the time, you know.
Mudu.
Onto me like, bro, get with the technology in it because we need to jump on Facebook and we need to jump on IG and WhatsApp. And he's a hard man to pin down because, again, like I said, he killed it. He fucked up the dance as well, bro.
Hold on, hold
And he
on, hold on, hold on,
came.
hold on. Mudu, you on the line? Mudu. Hello? Mudu. Mudu. We're trying to do the most over here right now. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to bring out something ain't never been done before. Go ahead, Mudu
Yeah,
fuck the
this
dance
is
up. Go ahead, tell it. Mudu snitch on him. Mudu fuck the dance up.
yeah, man. He came to the UK. To this day, man, Mudu knows, man. He's got sisters as well as brothers hollering, when's Mudu coming back? When's Mudu gonna come and do his thing? Because he killed it, man. He killed it. And what it was like, what we done, bro, what killed it was we had obviously myself, Father Kalinde, we had Ayana, we had Sister Kai, Mudu, as I mentioned, Sister Omalewa. We've had the squad, we've had the correct squad and family over here in the UK. And then that's combined with what we've got going on in the UK too. And bro, it don't happen every night, man. It don't happen every week, man. It happens like every few years. And like people can't get enough of it when it goes down. And I'm talking about people from all communities, all backgrounds, all persuasions. They dig what we do, man. They dig what we're doing, and that's why I'm cool to see this happening. And if you can get Brother Moody plugged in, I will give him his flowers while he's here. As you know,
I just
they,
want to know, can I come over? I just want to know, can I come over? What y'all gonna do when I
bro,
get there? What y'all
bro.
gonna do when I get there?
All I know is that currently the United States and the UK are not really good friends. You know, and all that's done because I'm saying that to say before you get here, I'm trying to get there, man. I'm thinking of self. I was trying, I'm trying to get to the US, and I can't get to the US on a straight visit, on a straight clear journey because of the current climate. So it's gonna take a minute. But bro, I say that to say that as and when we got the conferences and the things up and running, that's my opportunity to engage my family in stateside on the other side of the pond and get them over and do some stuff over here. So you're more than definitely welcome to come and spread the spores, man, and bring the astrology. I got a whole astrology. Astrology is not my thing, bro, but I got a squad. I got a squad of people here that's their thing, man. And so then to plug you in, and then to you to affirm that mushrooms and astrology are two technologies that complement each other. That's what I need my astrology
Wait,
family to
wait,
hear over
wait,
here.
wait, wait. Pause. Are you trying to tell me that you hang with some folks who do mushrooms and they're into astrology? Is that what you're
No,
trying
I'm
to tell me?
saying I'll go with folks who do astrology, but they don't do mushrooms just yet.
Oh, so you
Now,
waiting for
there's
me to
some
help
folks
you?
who do mushrooms who are interested in astrology, and there's like missing links and gaps here and there. But I am aware I've got folks that do mushrooms and psychedelics. I mean, mushrooms and astrology and other practices. But as I said, it's like connecting the dots, connecting the spores, so we can create new hyphae, we can get new mycelium. That means we can get new fruit, and we can keep this thing moving. So you would have a space and a place to be able to share your knowledge and wisdom here, man. I think would be well received.
I'm coming to try to kick the door down. I mean, the door is open. I'm trying to put my foot in it. Baba kicked the door
Yeah,
open.
man.
I'm trying to put my foot in it. Let me see if we got some more questions.
Yeah, Bubba's
Uh,
that guy, bro. Let me go there, innit? Bubba, I see where he kills it, yeah? Because he comes, he smashes in the door, he's murking everything in front of him, yeah? He's
Mash up the
telling man,
set.
come through in it. There's a space, come in there, get in there, get in there. And that's what I appreciate because it's no different from any industry. Like Bubba could have tried to hold this space and place for himself. I'm the guy, innit? I'm the guy.
Mm,
I'm the guy.
mm.
But he was always on to me, like, get in through the door. And he was like, and if you know anyone else who wants to get in through the door, let's get in through the door still. Some Harriet Tubman, man. Like, as I said, it's just like, let's spread these spores. And, you know, because I've had many teachers, bro, and I know how teachers roll, man. I'm a teacher myself, so I know how I roll too. And not all of us are fair, not all of us are straight. Some of us, you know, just really want to build our own thing and do our own thing and not really trying to put people on. No different from the music industry. You know, artists and put your little homies on, man, and but really put them on in it. Don't try to be the guy all the time. Like if your homie's flying and you let people know he's flying it, and that's what Bubba was about. So I guess that's why he's like hook up with Aaron. He's cool. And when I'm telling him about other people, he's like, yeah, put them on the bill. Put them alongside me. It's not a thing where they're, you know, I need to be seen and heard in a certain way. So,
Mm.
bro, Bubba come, marks everything, kicked open the doors, and has left it open for us to come through, man. And it's still there. Now we've got access to the entheogenic realms. And I'm looking forward to building. Where's Moody at, man? Where's he
I
at?
don't know, man. I tried to call him. He didn't answer the phone, and then I sent him a text telling him to pick up. But I wanted to just address this while I go ahead and try to get him on here. Teller said, I love mushrooms too, but we have access to other psychedelics that address issues in a different way, such as ayahuasca, San Pedro, mimosa, and Syrian root. What do you feel about that, big bro?
Ashe. And I'm Ashe in that all day. I'm in agreement with that. I'm just a mushroom guy simply because it's the organism, the technology, the psychedelic, the only one that's pretty much been gifted to the whole of planet Earth. It's unbiased, it's non-discriminative.
Mm.
It doesn't matter. You don't need to be from West Africa. You don't need to be from the Amazon. You don't need to be from Mexico. You can be from anywhere in the world and get this fix. That's
Mm.
why I talk and share about it because I realize how unbiased it is. And it's not to say that the other ones are biased, but some of them you only grow in the Amazon, man. And I'm in London. I'm in the UK. Some of you only grow in Gabon. I'm in London. So because where people are at and what they have access to, if you can kind of disseminate information that everybody can be privy to and benefit from, for me, that makes, for me, where I'm from, it makes a lot more sense. So as I mentioned earlier on, I've worked with other organisms, other technologies, and they're all good for different aspects. For me, it's like filters, man. They all got different filters, different signatures. They all play their role. I've worked with salvia, I've worked with DMT, I've worked with LSD, I've worked with all different types of technologies now. And they all have their roles and all have their vices. And like Tellis D. Johnson says, and I agree, not all technologies like each other. Salvia told me to get that bitch out of her life, and that was marijuana, cannabis, and I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna mix you two
Ooh, this is
in
a
the
good one
same
right
bong
here.
together.
Have either of you spoke a different language or dialect? Yo, I'm my
There you go.
first experience. My first experience. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Who do we have coming through? I'm gonna answer
Uh-oh.
this one before. Uh oh. Come on, man. You know I'm in the background. Uh, this monumental. This joint. Hurry up. Come on, man. Um, damn. Moodoo trying to get on, but his device ain't connecting. Dang, Moodoo.
All right, yeah, he's gonna. I know he's gonna be a minute. I know he's gonna be a minute, but he's gonna
Nah.
come through.
He better
He's
go
gonna
get on the
come through.
laptop. Go get on the laptop, Moodoo. But the first time, the first two times I was on mushrooms, there was some language that came out of my mouth that I've never ever heard ever. And the brother was a Pisces who I was sitting with, 29 degrees Pisces, the last day of Pisces. And he was on the other side of the room. Darren, I lied to you not. I'm feeling good right now too. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back up in the air right here. Now you twisting too?
Uh,
Listen, the
yeah.
brother said something, bro. He said something in the same language that I said, and I could see the words leaving his mouth going in the air. And when I spoke, my words went up and they met. And I could see our language interacting in mid-air.
Wow,
And
wow,
I was
wow.
like,
There you go, man.
this is the reality I'm with. I was hooked from right there. I was just like, wait a minute. I mean, and then it was laughter. I would say something, he would say something, the words would meet and dance, then we would laugh, and the laughter would go up. So to be able to see a language, it was bananas. But I always emphasize this goes back to set and setting and having the right person.
Mm.
Big shouts out to Amsu Bay L. Brother, like, you can't even come over here for less than 3 weeks. Don't you? The whole room, you ain't gonna see no hotel unless a shorty come snatch you. But you won't even see no hotel, King, because we gotta go to North Carolina. Like, I got several folks you must meet. You know what I'm saying? So the joint.
What's
On
up,
the
bro?
language thing, bro.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
easy now.
yeah.
Let me
What's
just jump
happening?
in no, first and foremost, are you through, Mudu? Are you here with us?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, why you ain't give me no heads up, man? You got me. I was about to walk out, man. I get this. Hurry up now, man. You
Bro,
got to give me a heads up, bro. Huh?
it's been organic. I was just checking in with
What's
Oye
up?
earlier, and then we just decided to do a random live.
Oh
And when he
man, what's
suggested
up?
the name, I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
Hello, Mark.
I was going through this other server, man. It wouldn't let me access my mic. What's going on? I'm missing out. See,
Yeah.
that's why I got to give me a heads up, man. I'm sitting here with Juice, man.
We got a little
Well,
juice too.
boy, you know Jesus turned water to wine, Mudu, and we know what you got in the
Yeah,
bag.
yeah,
Yo,
right.
hold on, Darren. Darren, Mudu, you got to tell him about the Galilean wine piece. You got to put Darren on that. I don't know if you tell him about the wine, man. Just jump straight into the wine. Tell him about the research that you got about the wine.
Oh yeah. You know, Darren Hip. You know, we've been building on this the Euclidean mysteries, and so I've been trying to pull up some of those old recipes, man, for the Euclidean mysteries. You know, they had that book out. Damn, what's up? What is it? Key to Immortality. I
Yo,
don't know if
yes.
you. Yeah. So they put in a lot of key ingredients. So I'm going with that and Sacred God, Sacred Herbal and Healing Brews. I'm gonna try to recreate. You know, I've been on that for a couple years now, man. But I got another recipe.
Mm.
Let me
That's what I'm
turn some
saying.
light on.
The
Yeah,
future is bright.
Now, go and get that man his
yeah.
flowers, Darren. Hey, Mudu. Darren was like, where's Mudu? I got to give him his flowers. So go ahead and tell him about how his name is ringing bells over there in the UK still.
Yeah. I was just saying that we ain't seen Mudu on UK shores now for like 2 years, and you know, there's
Man,
sisters and brothers and people from all backgrounds and persuasions that always
you
want to know
know,
where Mudu's at and when Mudu's coming back. And I won't mix my French, man. I says, bro, when you came, you fucked it up, man. On the both occasions that you came, as I said, from the grassroots community, you know, in the hood, right through to the academic at the Break Convention. And then me and Moody got the opportunity to travel to Berlin as well. And Moody killed it
yeah.
there. You had me doing the same talks that I do all the time. And Moody
Hey,
came and just, I was just repeating the same talk, changing a few slides here and there.
Hey, look, Darren's a rock star over there, man. He's being humble. We need an exchange program, man. You know, we got to set up a tour for you over here too, man, because there's plenty of folks that's been asking, man. So we gotta. I don't know. I don't know when this stuff gonna open up. Are they taking people from the U.S.? I guess they are over there now.
Oh, now his frame done froze up. That's dirty. Like, bro, we've been on here. What we on here now? We've been on here 2 hours and 20 minutes, bro. And then
Oh,
I ain't know
what?
I ain't know he was over there sipping on some rum he brought back from Jamaica, and I was just like, wait a minute. And he was about to tell a story about Bible Clinic. I was like, hold on, let me go
Oh
get.
man, yeah.
I was like, let me go get mine. If you're gonna do all that, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring out libations. But he been sipping on
No,
libations like the whole time.
I want to tune in. Hopefully, he come back in.
Oh, no, he gonna come back in, man. So, for y'all, for those of you who don't know, I'm OU's son, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. Introduce yourself, brother. Who are you? And what teams are you
Peace
represent?
family. Baba Mudu Baki. coming out of Detroit, Michigan, representing the KI Network, Kalindi EE.
Team
Hey, you know what
Zodiac.
time it is. Oh, Team Cancer.
Yeah, because the cancers over
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
they swear up and down they doing something. The ones that be
You know,
rocking with me, so
the waves of the water. You know what I'm saying?
they go Miss Parker from Oakland. Big shouts out to Miss Parker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hey.
You ain't even ready for my new setup over here in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like we hitting them with the. Oh yeah, it's game time.
Yeah.
It's game time. Somebody said I definitely have to get in y'all mushroom group. Do y'all have one set up yet? So that's a good question, Queen. We have Kalinde was an advocate of growing your own mushrooms, and Kalinde had a video that
There we go, bro.
Kalinde had a video that he was doing a workshop, a webinar on how to grow your own mushrooms. And at that time, it was $40. And then he lost the video, and we got to Atlanta. He was like, "Yo, you got that video?" I was like, "Of course." He was like, "I need to get that because I can't find it." And I was like, "I tell you what, you collect the money, and then tell me who to send it to, and then you ain't got to go through that." So when he transitioned, I did the same deal with Mama Ayana, but it's not $40 no more; it's $100. So if you're interested in learning to grow your own mushrooms from the Grandmaster, the way Moodoo started, not Darren,
Yeah.
the way Moodoo
Yeah.
started,
Mhm.
get your $100. Send me a message on IG or Instagram or an email, and I will send you Mama Ayana's Cash App. You Cash App her 100, and then you send me a screenshot. You see Darren is nodding; he cool with that, and then I will send you the video. Then we will add you to the WhatsApp group that we have. Everybody that you're looking at on the screen, we're all in that group. So now we share peen porn or we ask questions of one another. So if you're interested in connecting with us in the KI Network Grow family, Tim is in there, Medicinal Explorer, everybody that was in the Atlanta class, and anybody who has the video, we do have a separate group on WhatsApp that you get access to if you have if you have purchased the video. So yeah, just holler at us, holler at me, and I will show you how to get that, and then you'll get access to the room. You know what I'm saying? And we get it popping, man. So yes, and also we're also working on an entire platform for the KI Network, app included, so we can build community. I was telling Darren about that Moodoo a little bit. Darren, I don't know if you want to ask Moodoo about what happened in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even
Oh
into
man,
that.
yeah.
I was
That's
jealous, man. I was jealous.
Oh no, man. Look, this part of the development, man. Look, that's why we got to get you over here soon. Just making major moves, man. You know, linking up with the community. You know, so now it's off it's so-called decriminalized out there at the point. And so, man, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. We were to hook up with some really bright minds. You know, we'll chop it up in detail, man. But it's some huge things, and you know, also considered you, man. We were talking about it, so we definitely make you a part of it, man. It's an international thing. It's big. It's really
You
deep.
in, Darren. We don't care whether you were resisting or not. Your ass is
Nah,
on
bro.
separate
Well,
pieces of paper.
basically, there's beef if I'm not in it. There's beef if I'm not in it.
Yeah. So while we
So
were
what's going
talking, you
on?
know, yeah. So, yeah, man, a lot of work done, man, on a community healing model. We'll be able to provide a lot of service for people getting their mind, spirit, and body right, and we have some powerful software to help us. So, you know, I'm gonna fill you in on that, Darren. Oh, that's dope, man. Look at you do with the media tricks, man. That's sweet. That's the video.
Brother, this is my lane right here. Don't play
See
with
what I'm
me.
saying? See, bro? For Oi, this is standard. I'm clocking now. This is just standard, bro. We're so late. Me and Rudo are just so late to the game.
Yeah. I'm on some Windows 95, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I'm Atari. I'm still using Atari trying to work this out.
Yeah, man.
This
Yeah,
is
man. Beautiful.
We about to do something monumental, man. That's like on a whole just on a whole nother level, man. Just
So
you
Darren,
go
what's
ahead.
going on, man? I know over there, man. Like for a second, it was what decriminalized, and then it got back highly criminalized. Is there any move going on over there
Yeah, man,
regarding?
there's stuff going on, there's stuff taking place. I'll keep it
Okay,
funky, man. I'm actually
okay,
not proactive in that scene to that degree,
right,
working
right.
with elitist and what's going on. What I do know is that the main players, like the psychedelic societies over here and different spaces and places are pushing for decriminalization, legalization of psilocybin. We currently
Mm-hmm.
have the ability for doctors to license to do the trials as well as
Mm-hmm.
administer it in certain cases. But as
Okay,
far as me and you and Oi getting access, we're far from that, man. There's not even really dialogue taking place, serious dialogue, as I understand, taking place where I can see that happening in the coming future. At the moment, yeah, the
mm-hmm.
doctors and the scientists, they're getting access to it and they're doing what they're doing at Imperial and other places and pioneering some of the research along with Max and others. But again, man, I'm on the ground, bro. Like you guys, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, I'm
yeah.
like, how do we get access? How do we, and there's some
That's
people pushing for that. And I was speaking with Oi a week or so ago, just saying, I don't like where I come from. I don't know if I'm too pessimistic, but I don't have much hope with the people in power who have always provided me with rules and regulations to provide me with
mm-hmm.
rules and regulations that include psilocybin that are going to be really beneficial to me and my people.
Mm-hmm.
So with that
Right,
said,
right,
I'm
right, right.
happy for the pushing and the campaigning, but I'm kind of still like I'm on that two-pack shit. Like, look, bro, you could be. I'm still in the hood, man. I'm still trying to do the wait,
Yeah, on the
educate.
ground with
Should I
it.
say
On the
the people
ground
in
with
the
it.
hood and just so we can even just start having mature conversations, bro? Because they're not even decriminalization. When they're like decriminalize magic mushrooms for what?
Right,
That's
right,
where
right,
I'm
right,
at a
right.
lot. Well, like for
I get
what?
you.
Why are you talking about that for? So I've got to kind of move back a few paces, not just me, but
Mm-hmm.
other things, just educating people as to why we would want these things decriminalized, and
Right,
then
right,
get a
right,
crew of people who could then push for decriminalization.
right. Right.
Keep it honest, I'm not one of those people. I just want to inspire
Mm-hmm.
those people, man, who are the
Mm-hmm.
psychotherapists, who are the decriminalizers, who are the whatever they do. Do your thing. So like I said, I can be in the Bahamas listening to George Clinton and Bootsy Collins, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
But I
I
know
just,
I play a role, I play a part, and this is my
yeah.
part. And we all have our parts, and some of us are doing it through media, some of us are going to do it through merchandise, some of us are doing it through education, some of us are the therapists. There's going to be
Yeah.
musicians, and
Right,
I just
right,
want
right,
to
right, right.
inspire all those people to do it in where you fit, man. Just find your thing. As I said, oh, you're an astrologer. Like, do it. Me and you, Moody, we do young people in education.
Right.
Like, let's find a
Yeah.
way that we can get that through to wherever you fit. That's
Right,
so I
right,
don't
right, right,
fit in
right,
the
right.
campaigning. I don't fit in the decriminalization personally like that. But I would definitely like to
Mm-hmm.
inspire and connect with those who do.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
crazy part is, I'm gonna learn it back over in Moodoo, but we have let them know fully that that's not our lane, but we are willing to
Mm-hmm.
work with them because they are seeking to provide protection while the Jedi go and do ceremony. And we do need protection while we do ceremony. And so
Mm.
just having very intimate conversations with them. Big shouts out to Larry and Carlos because that last night we was in Oakland, they basically was just like, here go the keys. This is what we doing. What y'all want? It was like, what do y'all want to do? It wasn't even like, can y'all do this? It was like, what do you want to do? Because we want to work with y'all. And it can't really get no more nastier than that, in my personal opinion. I'll drink to that. Let me hit this one more time. I'm nice right now. I'm nice
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Good.
yeah. No, I know
Well,
over there the culture is a lot more hype. I mean, it seems a lot more open or a lot more. Maybe that's just because that's where I was hanging around. You
yeah,
know,
bro. Not most definitely, most definitely, most
it feels
definitely.
super taboo.
Like when we're talking about the hood, when we're talking about our people and on the
Yeah,
ground,
yeah, yeah.
You know, yeah, like you was at the breaking convention, man. You was at, you was at the Berlin conference and stuff, and
Yeah. Well, see
you
that's why
know,
I'm asking, man, because on both sides of the water, man, our folks, unfortunately, they need permission to do stuff for a lot of our people, man, and so just in terms of bringing it out more and trying to get more people hip, but you know, I
yeah,
didn't
bro.
know if
Like and I'm speaking, but yeah, I feel like, for example, like music is going to play a big part into the transition in engaging our
yeah,
people more
yeah,
than the therapeutic centers, more
hmm
than maybe decriminalization, even, like, because decriminalization is a whole other subject, because we're byproducts and we're in prisons over there, over here, and all over the place off the back of that. So that's slightly different. But music in itself, as far as the tool, the technology, the role that it plays, and the role we use it in our culture, plays an important part. And I'll keep it real, yeah, just keep it real. Like, these are some of the things. I'm more of a creative individual in it, so I'm looking at the creative ways we can push this through
push this thing,
animation,
yeah,
comics, yeah, like just fueling this thing, man,
yeah,
fueling
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like,
'Cause
yeah, everyone, and it's like, at one point I wanted to do it all, all cover all angles, and it's like, I can't
all
do
the
that. But
six sections,
leave it up
man.
to the
Yeah,
psychotherapist to be the psychotherapist. Leave it up
right.
to the the cultivators to be the cultivators. Leave,
hmm
everyone, as medicinal people. Leave them to do that, but just integrate the technology with your technology.
But see, you
Yeah.
are a council member just like me and Mudu. So there's got to be a council to run community because that is how it works. Like Baba said, we're not doing what the ancients was doing because we're not doing what the ancients was doing. So we have a council who sees that I can't do everything. Darren can't do everything. That's Mudu's specialty, right? I sent Mudu a video of something I wanted to participate in. I was like, well, we got to get this brother on the team. Mudu was like, man, shit, I've been doing that for like 15 years. What you mean? Like, I got that. Darren, did you know that
hmm
Mudu won the election in Detroit for Highland Park and is now on the school board in Highland Park, and he won while he was in Oakland. He wasn't even in town and won. Yeah, yeah, yes.
Mushroom magic, baby. Mushroom
But
magic. No.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, again, I look at Moo and the brothers, the foundations are being laid, man. There's kind of like testimonies now, bro, that kind of are
hmm
clear. Like, if we, as a people, fuck for people, everybody just taps in and focuses on your thing, and you can create mushroom magic just like Moodoo is, just like I'm trying to achieve, and I know Oi's on it and many others, man. And I feel like
hmm
that's where we can get kind of some motion going with, some of the challenges that we may face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dealing with our stuff, man.
Yeah. Tapping in. I mean, that's the big elephant or the big mushroom in the room is the magic aspects. A lot of people don't like to tap on
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Uh,
man. Yeah,
but
speak
man.
on it. Yeah, speak on it, cause
Yeah,
we
speak
ain't
on it,
those
Moodoo.
people
we ain't went there yet. Go ahead, speak on
those
it.
people with sea legs, for those that's you understand that you can go over there and you can create, put things in motion, stop things in motion, attract, repel, seed ideas. It's just so much you can do over there, and that's sometimes you work on bringing stuff back, but sometimes you work on leaving stuff over there as well. So
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
you leave uh, 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 a grenade in the right spiritual place. You tear down these structures of negativity, but that's just part of the aspect, the magic of it, and learning to get the relationship with the mushroom where it will open up things for you. So some people never get to the point where they have that relationship with the plant, and that's where the magic starts. When you can go in there and it tell you uh turn left, go up the block 1 mile, and plant a yellow flag, and you do it and things happen. So that's the brilliant part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the magic. I
Yeah.
mean, I've
Voodoo,
experienced so much in my life. Hmm.
Voodoo, when we go to the UK, what you gonna be? What's your topic gonna be on? If I'm doing astrology and the
Oh
streets,
man,
what you gonna be doing?
I man, I don't even know at this point, man. I got so much, so many different things I want to share. Uh, I couldn't even think about it, man. I will follow up on Darren's lead, man. You know,
What I'm trying to say, Oi, you see, like he's being humble in it. He fucks up every time, bro. Every time he
No, he
f's it
gonna
up,
no, he
mate.
gonna
He
what? He gonna
f's it
fuck up the
up
party. He gonna fuck up the party, Darren. He fucking up the party.
every time, bro. You know, whether music
hey,
cut off, lights come on, somebody guns get popped, something's going down. It's what it when Moody turns up, bro. In the
oh man,
UK, yeah, feds are out.
yeah,
You know, it's like that out here, man.
man. Shoot, look, I'm looking forward to, and that's just one of the reasons I was asking about the whole social movement, man. Because we talked for years about creating a festival and real experiences, community experiences for our folks. And I know we talked about doing something over there and over here. So I'm really hype about that, you know. And so we just start putting it together once this COVID thing go. But I would love to see an annual community big time celebration going on simultaneously both sides of the water type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
That's
mm,
rooted in our community, like the
mm.
Siggy Fest, that's a Dogo thing, but people all over the diaspora are celebrating on the same day at the same time, and we can find those type of special traditions to create, and that's gonna spread like wildfire because that's when the youth gonna look forward to it. Oh yeah, remember whatever we create, So I'm
So,
hyped for
bro, it's
that.
obvious. Like, I'm jumping in, man. For me, like, it's obvious, innit? So we were speaking
Yeah,
earlier on. So there's a co-creation that needs to take place. We're all in the diaspora. We don't
yeah,
know. I don't know the Siggy Festival, bro. I'll keep it funky, man. I don't know the ancient
okay,
Egyptian rites and the ceremonies and stuff like that. I've got certain
okay.
occult books and esoteric practices around, and what
Hmm.
what we're at a phase that we need to create. We need to create stuff and be confident in our creation that we create. And with
Well,
that said, we're in a space where you know we just need to remove the doubt. We need to remove the doubt and be confident in our creations. Just like we created jazz, blues, hip hop, reggae music, like we can
mhm.
create our own rituals, rites that take us forward in the here and now and the future. And I feel that that's where the missing link kind of comes
Yeah,
into play with the magic, and how, yeah, the mushroom magic, man, the mushroom magic.
yeah. And so, like right now, look, we have Atlanta, Detroit, UK. We got the Oakland fam online. New York. That's the first thing, just getting everybody online, and then the second thing will be establishing that date that we can plan toward. And then we could backfill like the actual ceremony and the ritual and traditions. You know what I'm saying? Because we got so many to pull from.
Bro,
But let's put it down. Let's set a date.
like, well, let's
And
make it official, innit? I'm gassed. I'm gassed. So,
yeah,
with
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah.
like you mentioned something, Moody, just as far as like the young people and like engaging them and creating something tangible, sustainable for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I was very, I come from the old school conspiracy theory, move into conspiracy fact kind of approach, but the technology's there, bro. Like basically, come on, oi, fam, you've got this technology thing in a way where you understand it to a degree. We're gonna reach more people through the technology than we would through trying to get them all in one room. No
Yeah,
matter how large, no matter how large the venue is. So, if the focus is pimping, manipulating, utilizing the technology, because Baba was the one who made me more comfortable with the technology. I was like one of those like computers are bad, the internet's bad, and
mm-hmm.
like nah, bro, it's a tool. Use it. It's a hammer. You can kill someone or you
Mm-hmm.
can build with it. So it's like I'm here, you're there, you're in Detroit, or he's in Atlanta, but look at what we're doing right now. It's like
Mm-hmm.
testimony to whether you're in South Africa or Timbuktu or the Europe or the US or Asia, like you can tap in. So I feel I don't know what's going on with when I can get to the US, when you could get to the UK, and
Mhm.
but can solidify something in this synthetic technology that is a blueprint
Yeah,
of the organic technology, and let's use it for what it's worth. I can
yeah.
jump on Pornhub. I can jump on, like I know these
Yeah, yeah,
devices
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah,
available to me, but there
yeah.
is, this is what I wanted, isn't it? Oi, when you jumped into this, you wanted to find people talking, looking like you, talking about this is what I wanted and needed to kind of inspire me to move forward. So I'm just saying that to say, let's just utilize the technology for now. And
Yeah.
when you get to the UK, let's get you to the UK, but let's not hesitate, man. He who hesitates pays the price.
Yeah. No, no, that's what I was saying. I was saying, as opposed to us trying to meet physically, we can coordinate something, and it'll
Yeah,
be a
man.
simultaneous thing where we could tie in all the communities at once. See, like, if you can imagine, like I don't know if y'all do the June. Well, I don't. Y'all probably don't do the Juneteenth, but just let's say June 17th. Let's say that's an arbitrary date, and we all organize our communities, and we have a celebration, and we can tie in, via link, where people can, look at the celebration online, and it could be an annual thing where they know June 17th, whether you're in the UK, Detroit, Atlanta, wherever, it's going to be one of these gatherings and celebrations. That's how I'm seeing it, and then, because you remember before the goal was trying to set it up over there and then over here, but we might as well just like do where we are now and, do it like that. And so,
Yeah, and
How do y'all think y'all
let's.
gonna sit here and just be coming up with these ideas while I'm listening? Y'all know I don't play that. Y'all know good and well I'm over here. I'm over here, Sun Tzu. I'm Sun Tzu with this now. So keep talking here because I don't
Yeah,
know none of
bro.
this.
Please add to the notes, brother. Add to, because let's not sleep on Jamaica and let's not sleep on Trinidad. Both
yeah,
places and
yeah,
spaces where our people are at, where the mushrooms are at, they're
Voodoo.
legal.
yeah,
Our
Tell
people are
Deja to stop
engaging in
trying.
them. There's
yeah,
communities there. And let's not be in a bubble. I'm not going to stay
Voodoo.
just in the UK bubble. Please don't stay in the Detroit bubble. Please don't stay in the
mhm,
Atlanta bubble. We got people all over the globe, these little pockets of
Voodoo.
mycelium and spores that are just like
Tell Darren to stop
percolating
yeah,
and
yeah,
trying.
yeah.
incubating and
Voodoo.
ready
Voodoo.
to fruit and spore, man.
He trying to create a monster. He's
Well,
trying
that's
to
what I'm
create a
saying. Like
monster.
we already had community set up. We had a technology, so it's just a matter of linking these communities up. So, no, if you
So
have real connections in the islands, man, with folks, let's link up with them just as well. It's not excluding anybody. It's just a matter of identifying those folks we in touch with, those communities, and seeing if we can put something together. So, it's about the diaspora, really. So, unless so yeah,
Mm.
if you have some tie-ins there, some folks there, let's coordinate a date. Let's work toward it and put it out far enough where we can put it together.
Like
yeah,
this is
bro.
putting a battery on my back for us being proactive to get this bread to build this platform because the platform that we're talking about building the KI network is going to encompass all that. So where you are on the ground live or you in a different country or
I'm
whatever,
about to get in motion, y'all. So I'm gonna be on audio, but I'm gonna pause the video. Go ahead.
and then once it's time for us to um, these conferences, like while we were in Oakland, my man put us up on the game about these conferences, and I'm talking about worldwide. Like, why can't the KI Network do a conference in Berlin, and Trinidad, and Costa Rica, and
Mm,
Peru?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and see,
yeah.
the thing
I
is,
got folks in Colombia.
what, you drinking to that? Say less. And the key is for those of you watching, still watching. Big shouts out to all of y'all still watching. We looking to combine with people who ain't scared. That's where it's at. That's where it started. That's how it is at the top. So when you say KI Network and you say Kalindi, Kalinde also means ain't scared. I ain't never scared. That's what Kalinde means, and in street language. Okay, it's got an African term, but in street language is I ain't never scared. You can get this work. I want all the smoke. That's what Kalindi means. So KI is Kalindi intelligence. That's what we're representing. Okay, not artificial intelligence, but Kalindi intelligence. So, and we can do this while we sipping, or we can do this straight sober, and it's going to happen. It's already like it's kind of like done because the universe and the spirit guides and like who we rock with, they listening and saying, "What do y'all want to do?" And this is what we desire to do because we're not even sure how it's going to turn out. That's the joy in it. Is we don't know how it's going to turn out. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is this going to turn out?
That's part of what the mushroom, the psychedelic experience can support, prepare you for the unknown. So, you know, because every time you step into the space, it's the unknown. And, you know, in the current climate that we're in all around the world, where we're all in the unknown, for some of us, it's like, yeah, this is what I'm used to. You know, this is how it's been, you know, and I really appreciate, look forward to how we can utilize the experiences of being in the unknown to kind of grow from that, you know, utilize it as a fuel. So we're not shook basically, and that's we're you know, we're the shook ones.
Nah, ain't nothing shook about, and that's the thing. It's exciting when you meet fellow psychonauts whose policy is let's press the gas. What do you mean? Let's press the gas. Let's see. It's the journey. Let's see. That's these conferences is the educational piece. So then you will have a battery on your back, so you can go home and go into this alone. Now, what's the point of going alone? I'm gonna set my piece on why it's important that we go alone, and I'm gonna pass it to Darren. For me, why it's important to go alone, because Kalindi explained it. We're supposed to go alone, get the technology, get the strategy, get the enlightenment, and bring it back to the community. If I hunt, we all eat. It's DMX. If I'm eating, my dogs is eating too. But you're gonna go to a place that you have access to. I ain't got access to it. But it may be something in that place that's gonna benefit Darren and Oye and Mudu and Ayana and Isoki and Amor and everybody. So that's why I want to have more community of come to community and go back to the hood and go individual. Darren, why you want to have community?
You know, I'm gonna piggyback off you, bro. Like simply because, as you say, it's like the 100 monkey syndrome. You know, the idea, you know, you doing it, there's a butterfly effect. So just get in where you fit, do your thing. It contributes to the thing, as we would say in yards. It's gonna contribute to the thing. So, you know, just do your thing, and it will contribute to the thing. Yeah, man. And as far as you know, we're co-creating, man. We're co-creating. It's the unknown. We're creating something that we don't know what it's gonna be. And all we can do is use concepts like the law of attraction and whatever else schools of thought they may give you in trying to focus on what the hell you need to do in creating your reality, you know, and that's going to be a contribution to the whole thing. And if we're all on a page where our thing is productive, is, you know, communal, is, you know, ancestral, these are the common kind of schools of thought, then you know we'll be in a good place and space. And I think that's what all you need to do is take these things, and that's what's going to take place after a period of time.
For real.
That's what Baba taught me. He's just like, look, just keep taking those mushrooms, man. So he used to say, whatever I came to him with, the response was, yeah, you know what you need to do, innit? You need to eat more mushrooms.
Yo, I came to him and I was like, Bob, is it an herb I can take that's gonna make me remember more? He was like, how many journeys you been on? I was like, 2. He was like, go on more journeys. I said, that's the answer to everything. Go on more journeys. You know, go on more journeys, man. Like,
yeah, man. Yeah,
that's how it's gonna pop off, yo. And When is the last time somebody was representing for us? This is you talking about sovereignty. Like this is the ultimate move to sovereignty. I'm gonna show y'all this
Bro,
real
in the
quick.
last days, we had one who appeared, man. His name was Kalindi E, man.
Mm,
That's all I know. That's all I know.
Fizzy facts. That's facts on deck right there. Um, Mudu, we was asking. I know you got yourself on mute, but when you want to come off mute, we was asking about what is um, what is your like? Why do you want community so much? And I'm about to pull up the library for y'all. In my opinion, you know what I'm saying. So, because some of y'all is watching is like, who the hell is Kalindi? But if you go over to Blog Talk Radio /Kair, you scroll down and start working backwards. Should you grow your own? Kalindi E. Um, Boom, episode 10. Life after death, becoming an ancestor. This one is straight fire. Straight fire. Like, who should be on your altar and who shouldn't be on your altar? Alita, artificial intelligence and organic singularity. This one crazy. So really, you could just type in Kalindi and type in episode behind his name, and all 13 of these are going to show up. Infinity War, Star Trek, and Hollywood. Trust me, the title does it no good. Did gods arrive on a comet?
Bro, you got bait click, innit? You got bait click.
Yeah, that's all I do. That's all
I'm like, I'm onto that. Everyone, I'm clicking.
Yeah, it's just.
But when I click, it's not bait, it's the food, man. Yeah, bro.
What about this one? Sex, relationships, tantra, and the importance of spiritual houses with Kalindi. 2 hours and 58 minutes. Darren, you're gonna need some pen and paper, and you a monster. But
see, you know what's killed it, bro? You think I'm late, innit? Bro, I've clocked all of these, man. I've ate these up. That one in particular, you've highlighted, I've ate them up, man. I've ate them up.
And then reheated it. The secrets of the
yeah.
Metu Neter, all of y'all talking about Hotep and Peace and Kemet. If you ain't listened to this show right here, do not Hotep me when I come to the UK. do not, nowhere in Atlanta, do not Hotep me if you ain't listened to this right here. The Journey of the Spiritual Warrior, come on, man. Cut it out. 2 hours and 59 minutes. The Magic Mushroom, Evolving as a Sovereign. A lot of you Moors was out here trying to take shots at Kalindi. Well, we gonna let him buck from the other side. He got a cannon, son. Like, you don't even know what a sovereign is yet. You don't even know. The Matrix and the Mushrooms with Kalindi. And then for you beginners, the story of the magic mushrooms. Who, what, when, where, and how. Just start here. It's okay. You've been watching Terrence McKenna. You've been looking at Alan Watts. You've been looking at OU Son. You've been looking at Darren. Just hit this right here. I promise you. You good. Okay?
In the beginning was.
This episode 1. Yeah, I mean, we have some other fire now. Like, when you mess with me, I do have some other fire. You know what I'm saying? Darren, you ain't seen this one yet. The Properly F Woman, Trill Alchemy. That's another thing I'm bringing with me. It's just Trill Alchemy. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all haven't realized. Like, look how this happened. This episode came on. Are you fucking your biggest hater? And then boom, the whole mushroom thing started. Right? So, like, relationships, the art of shooting your shot, single mom alchemy, a convo for men and women. Like, Trill Alchemy is KI Network. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we trill. Like, we're not trying to just give you regular alchemy. We're giving you Trill Alchemy. Remember earlier you were talking about the lean? You gotta listen to the music and sip the lean at the same time in order to understand this chopped and screwed. So it's kind of like what we got. So if you just go to blogtalkradio.com /Coach Kair.
Nice.
Put this in the chat room. Darren gave me like almost 3 hours of pure fire tonight. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, bro.
I ain't gonna keep the brother too much longer, and I'm getting hungry. You know what I'm saying? Once my stomach, I'm a Taurus, so once I start getting hungry, it's kind of like game over. First off, it definitely wouldn't be complete without me letting cats know, you know what I'm saying, how they can keep up with the brother. Um, he already got like 6,000, 50,000, 50 million followers, but I'm going to follow my man Darren over on Instagram. Please jump in and get this education. Oh yeah, we got to get you to 3,000 followers ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is key. This is marketing. You got Linktree on here, so you can just choose. If you have a Instagram account, you better be using Linktree. Okay, here's the masterclass, the website, YouTube, Facebook, upcoming events. But it's key that you go and follow this brother so you can get the academia. What about these 4 pro athletes? You know what I'm saying? What about psychedelics and religion? You know, what about when he's traveling abroad? You know, could fungi save the fashion world? Boy, who would benefit from psychedelic medicine? Now, I don't know if this is coming from. This was a fire interview too when you was over in Jamaica. This joint right here was crazy. Yes, y'all need to go peep this right here. He was, cause his brother was like, he was throwing some softball pitches, but he wanted to know too. He doesn't really travel with entheogens like that. So
No, big up, bro. Big up, big up.
yeah, make sure y'all go over here. I just want to know what was going on right here though. You know, so like, would you like? I mean, you got the top hat. I mean, you got the derby on. Like you represent the UK, and definitely a whole nother brand of ancestors right here. So, what
Yeah, it was an ancestral time. In all honesty, bro, it was an ancestral time. Right next to the grave. Look at that. Right next to the mycelium coffin. And on the other side, we're giving life to seeds, man. And in the middle was just a crossroads. It was a crossroads event, and we was acknowledging the ancestors, man. So, yeah, that's just how we do it sometimes.
that's crazy. What was the other piece? Oh,
Look, and just check out if, in case you might have toenail fungus. You see that one there, bro?
Where? Keep going down.
The lady there sitting on a red couch. There's a lady sitting on a red couch.
Come on, man. Psilocybin helps toenail fungus?
You know, we're coming for you. I don't know if you know about the zombie ants, but they take over and colonize the ants. And, you know, we're coming for humans. We're coming for all of you, man. We're coming for everything, man. So sometimes we start with the toenails, you know, is the inoculation point. She's just confessing to her inoculation points with the mushrooms.
Big shouts out to Isoki. He is my father, Ashe. Like, I can't even really, like, I don't even call Isoki makes me cry a whole lot. She just got some kind of emotional effect over me that when I'm talking to her and she's telling these stories. So I want to give a big shout out to the EG family and especially the children for just letting me participate around the family, you know, like they have. Like when I come to Detroit, you know, just let me sit around and listen to them tell old stories about Baba. I don't even talk. Like I'm very talkative. Like when I'm listening to what they got going on, it's just like, man, it's just like they just bathing me, man. You know, like Atlanta you gotta come to, but 1,000,000% you gotta get to Detroit. Plus, you know, you gotta do your 20 grams in front of that Palantir stone too. We ain't even discussed that. You ain't even seen the Palantir sober to look at it, much less when it's time to go in on that 20. And then so somebody was like, I'm gonna let Darren answer this one. Do you brothers regularly take 15 grams or more? I wish Moody was here for this one. Darren, what you got to say about that?
Well, it depends what you call regular. First and foremost. But yeah, man, again, I get in where I fit. I have different approaches. So, you know, sometimes I'm doing low dosages, sometimes I'm doing medium dosages. And, you know, every now and then, you know, like Baba shared, you know, 2, 3, 4 times a year, I'm in the high dose region, which would be considered 15 grams if that's high dose to you. Yeah. So regularly, you know, 4, 5 times a year. But like I said, there's no method to the madness. Sometimes it's like I had a good night. Let's follow it the other night up with a. Let's continue. Let's keep the space open. Let's keep the space and place open.
I wanted to ask you a question earlier too because you like to journey outside. So can you talk about the dosage difference when you do journeys inside versus journeys outside? I'm gonna just skip to the point.
Yeah.
Would you do 15 grams outside?
So I'll keep it funky. I'm a shook one, bro. I'm one of the shook ones out here, man. Yeah, don't get it twisted. So, I'll push all the boundaries in my safe space at home where I feel safe, where I do my thing. That's where I do. That's where I can release and become and all that type of good stuff. Simply because with any or anybody around, it hinders what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I understand it's the journey of the alone into the alone, with you in the room, with my girl in the room, with my daughter in the room, with someone in the room. There's an elephant in the room, So with with me, basically, being like, shit, I just want to strip naked and do what I do. And if Oi and Moodoo and the homies are in the room, I ain't stripping naked. I'm conscious of that, and then that's hindering how I may move forward in the experience. So being by yourself is really cool for you, just pushing boundaries, and you can just howl, you can roll around on the floor, like you can do it all and not worry, be concerned about what anybody's thinking about you. And that's one of my. Some people are cool with that; they're already there, they don't care. But me, yeah, I've got an ego, presence, layers that need to be removed. And when I'm by myself, those layers are easily removed for me to kind of push, to push the boundaries. But with that said, I've had great group experiences too.
The journey into the what do you say? Journey into the alone.
The journey of the alone into the alone.
The journey of the alone. Moodoo says this great. A lot of people can't even spend 6 minutes with themselves by themselves before they gotta pick their phone up. Before you interact with another influence. So how you gonna really like? That's why I say, nah, you gotta have a sitter. My cousin, I was like, bro, you gotta go by yourself and you gotta go at nighttime. He called me the next day around 12 o'clock, like, I'm looking for the strongest mushrooms in Atlanta. I was like, why? He was like, because these ain't doing it for me. I said, so what happened last night? He said, nah, I took them this morning when I woke up. I said, are you riding around in the car? He was like, yeah, my man driving right now. They just not strong enough. I said, brother, I gave some directions that told you nighttime. Nighttime. And now you want to come over here. I said, bro, I said, you might as well go to the strip club and get $100 ones and ride down the street and just throw them out the window because you just wasted your money.
No, I feel that. And at the same time, again, because I've come from that alone into the alone, and I've done that more than enough times to where it's like, well, let me see what outdoors is like. Let me go to my local forest where I like to hang out and see what happens when I take my dosages. And again, let me start low and work my way up. And just the same principle that I applied in the home, I would apply in the forest. I would apply when I go to America, to Jamaica, in their forest. And it's like, let me acclimatize to the environment. As I said, I'm not shook one, man. So I'm not just always just like, yeah, let's just jump in and do this. Like, I'm like, hold on, let's think about this. Where are we? What are we doing? Boom, boom. All right, all that's nice. All right, I feel comfortable to jump in. I'm that guy. But at the call that we've got work to do, all right, well, let's do the work. But as far as my own escapades, it's like, yeah, just kind of like very much free spirit with it now.
Well, look, brethren, not only am I hungry, now I gotta go to the bathroom. Moodoo, man, we wish we would have caught you from the beginning, but we had no idea it was gonna go like this. I was like, yeah, we're gonna do 30 minutes on Facebook, and we're gonna jump on Instagram. Now it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm right there with you, bro. So like, I'm in the UK. I don't know what the time is, but I know it's the next day.
Nah, you 1:30. You night owling with us tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
y'all better put y'all hands together for Darren because he don't even be up this late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He don't do this. He be in the bed or like he's finished with us.
Bro, look, I'm normally with my mushroom pillows, you know what I'm saying? Just all snuggled up.
Wait a minute.
What time is it over there, Dan? Right now?
Like 1:30, I think the brother was saying
Hold
something.
on, man. Oh, let me see that pillow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Man. Let me
1:30.
see that pillow because I'm trying to monetize everything. Let me see that.
Yeah,
That's a
bro.
pillow
Yeah.
with a mushroom on the pillowcase.
Yeah, Amanita. It's got the Amanita on there, man.
Moodle,
So
write that down. Moodle,
I'm
write
either
that down.
Skull Gang or Mushroom Gang. You know, when I go into my, look, Skull Gang.
Uh,
That's a whole. That's another couple $1,000. Y'all have no idea when the mercs get loose. I can't be Jay-Z and Dame at the same time, so I'm gonna be Dame. I'm gonna be Dame. I'm gonna chase the mercs. And y'all gonna be like, another T-shirt, another coffee mug, another. Yes, absolutely. We wanna. You got SpongeBob's in your house. You got all these Zodiac stuff in your house. Why don't you represent? Like it's so many lanes. We ain't even discussed the micro business part yet of this thing.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Look at Mudu how he just shook his head. Yo, the
yeah,
micro, the
no, cause
micro.
see, yeah, cause that's what got me, man. Just being over here in Michigan where they decriminalized the marijuana. I just watched how our folks got totally elbowed out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, there in DC, I mean in the US, black folks still going to jail. You know what I'm saying? And then these other folks out here making millions. So that's one of the things, man. Yeah, it's so big, and that's the thing, man. Not getting elbowed out of the commercial space because I saw what happened with the cannabis, man, and now they done ran everybody out. So it's the big boy game. So we push for micro businesses, y'all. So it's a lot of opportunities out there to have uh, a small business doing different services, whether providing or services, integration, education, all of that. Like or you said, merchandise. So that's part of it as well. This movement, it can be a boom.
Yeah, bro. And that's why I say we got to get in where we fit, man. We got to get in where we fit. And there's the entrepreneurship arm, the industry, the enterprise arm of this that we need to be sitting at the table as well as creating our own tables.
These are facts. So what I would do for y'all is go over here, write this little $10, 10 euros, and take this class. Even if you don't even care who Black Pete is, this is a class my man Darren got in 4 days from now, December the 5th, day after Jay-Z's birthday. This is the King of Clubs day. It's gonna be a lot of information dropped on that day. I do cartomancy and cartology as well. So whoever that is that's into the astrology and the cards, when I get to the UK, just make sure you pull them over there to the corner and tell them we finna rock, we finna chop it up. And I only smoke CBD. I do not smoke that loud. So I'll be looking for that. But yeah, Darren, tell them about this event right quick, man, before we get out of here. What is this about? What they
Yeah, in a
doing this
nutshell, it's
Black
all
People?
mushroom. It's all mushroom stuff, man. But it's been so distorted over the years that we've got even our own people rejecting some of the hidden mystery behind what is commonly called blackface, and why you find it in certain cultures in and around Europe in particular, where they have these traditions where they celebrate the blackface. It's not a derogatory thing, it's actually a celebration. And it ties in with the Christmas celebration. It ties in with a figure known as Black Pete, who actually would be Peter or Ptah, as we would know him in ancient Egypt, or Kemet, and who's the mushroom god. And we get into all of that type of stuff in this talk here.
Woo!
$10, y'all.
That was less than a minute, everybody. So that was less than a minute, y'all. Hey, Darren, to the listener audience, yeah, I signed up early on. Is that the one? Do I need to re-register or I'm still good? Because I know there was another date set, so I'm anxious to be in there as well. Is that the one that?
Yeah, so basically,
Okay.
it's this Saturday, this Sunday, 2 days back to back. The access that you would have had, you've got access to the one on Sunday. That's the rescheduled one is on a Sunday, which is the origins and history of psychedelics. But on the Saturday, we've got the whole blackface, Black Pete, guitar, mushroom, Christmas kind of thing going on.
Okay. Sweet.
See, that's my homie there, the one you just scroll back. Look, see why I left the street life behind. He talks about how he's taken psychedelics and left gang and the gang culture and all that behind, and what psychedelics is now doing for him. And he's setting up business, building with his family, raising his children, doing good stuff, man. I love it. I just love this shit.
Yeah, see, those are the artifacts we need.
Homies, like homies. They're
Real
not
talk.
they're not at the breaking convention, unfortunately. They're not at the MAX conferences, but their testimonies are amazing.
Right. And see, this is like you are already doing KI network things, because when we bring high level down to eye level, you know what I'm saying, with real data. This is the real data. Look at, go on and get you a swallow. Yeah, there you go. Go on and get yourself together. Go on and get you a cup. Let me wet my beak first before I tell y'all this story. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad.
Wearing his Versace shades.
Yes.
Right.
Shirt
No,
off.
This is where the spores are penetrating now, people. This is this is who the spores are inoculating.
Right.
I'm glad you featured that, man, because a lot of people, they make it a very like middle class college type thing, man, and they don't take it to the block, and they gotta learn how to communicate to the block, let them know what's going on, because that's the those were the greatest profits come from anyway, so all my folks, go and share it with the hood. There's a lot of bros out here with some real PTSD, or like we say PTSD, persistent stress traumatic environment we all live in. So most of this work we're doing is for that. So if you had a luxury of a stable life, income, education, all of that, which a lot of people in this space do, don't take it for granted that this can change lives. It's not just to trip on it and reflect on how sweet your life is. It's also to create revolution. So
talk about that.
That's real. That's real. That's the secret sauce.
See, we're supposed to be leaving the building, and Mudu just opening up a can of worms.
I'm coming late, man.
I'm buying a mic, throwing grenades in the building.
Yeah, man. So just getting people to unplug. So that's where the real work is, So I'm gonna leave it there, man, because I know y'all been at it, but I just appreciate joining in. Sure.
Yeah, Adeem said, grateful to be a part of this. Love y'all all. We appreciate y'all. Thank you, Unique Wade, for coming through. Ross said, eternal gratitude, King. Blessings, guidance, protection, and wholeness. Psych 369 said, praise God, family. You see it right there. The thing the mushrooms show us is always there. Absolute magic and divine love. Heaven be in us. You know what I'm saying? Ptah is the mushroom God. Create a revolution. You know what I'm saying? So, Washlands, incredible build. Appreciate that. Oh man, this dude right here, he drove all the way up from Florida to come to the lecture, but we didn't have no more room in the grow class the next day. So he just bought the video and started growing off the video. But he stays in Jacksonville. So in Jacksonville, Florida, there's rain every 2 days. But it's a light rain, but it's heavy thunder. So he's in the group.
That's mushroom country right there. Yeah.
Bruh, he's in the group, and when he be showing his mushrooms, them juggles be like, pew, 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 pew. Because me and Firewater was like, how do we artificially recreate, thunder clouds and lightning? Well, you can move to Jacksonville, Florida too. If you growing in Jacksonville, Florida, don't worry about conditions. Can you get it in there to turn white, and you get it into your stuff? Cause and then he just posted some UV stuff. Like he done added this UV light to make sure it kills everything in the whole radius of the room, to make sure it ain't got no contamination and things like that. So, Mudu, I was using one of your terms earlier about being a citizen scientist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's important for us, to experiment. That's really how we started the conversation, was like, that's why it's called vibes. You know, like your vibes is different than my vibes, different than Darren vibes. So he was peeping out some of what I got going on, but then he was just like, "Hey, bro, you better write it down because."
Yo, so on that note, bro, because I've got a roll, but I would really appreciate if we round it out with Moodoo. Man, brother, can you share? Because, yeah, well, that's how we started it out. So maybe that's how we can finish, man. And we can hear it from, from the messenger.
Oh man, you know, what do we share? I mean, in particular, man, I'm unsure. It's been so much shared, man. I just want to say peace to everybody. You know, I don't know exactly where to touch on. I just, like I say, peace to everybody. Looking forward to the bill. Like I said, I know y'all been online for a while, and Darren, it's late for you. Or you, the master media mind. I appreciate you putting us together. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it short, man, and just say peace to everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace, bro. Oh, yeah, you in the house still? What's going on? Where are we at?
Yeah, I think he might have.
I think he's dropped out. Yeah, it's just me and you.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hey, that was dope though, man. I'm gonna call you because that was good. You ended up talking, man. I'll call you, I guess, early tomorrow, whatever your time is, and I'm gonna fill you in on some of the stuff going on in Oakland, and you know, just see if you're interested in tying into it, man. It's a real dope opportunity though.
All right, sounds good, bro. Sounds good, man.
Moodoo, you think?
Oh, there you
go. You think Darren is ready for Oakland?
You say is Darren ready for Oakland?
Yeah, you think if we just fly him in directly, to Detroit, and then shoot him through the A, and then shoot him out to Oakland, is he gonna be okay with that?
Oh, I think he will. He'll love Oakland.
Yo, I survived in the D. I survived in the D.
Yeah.
I survived in the D, man. I made it back home.
Right.
And if you've not heard me, man, tonight I've been saying "get in where you fit in." That's like one of my slogans, and I picked that up from Too Short, man. I learned that from Too Short. I'm coming up on Bay Area rap music, and that's where I picked it up from. Old Town, man. That Old Town game. So yeah, man, I would love to get out to Oakland and spread the doors and meet and connect and build with the spore spreaders as well as the pimps and the players, man.
You know.
Pick up that game, man, and just soak up the game, man. I love game, man.
Yeah. So that's the place to be, man. So we'll line that up very quickly because I think, you putting some stuff together, and so we'll make sure you're part of the plan.
I just got off the phone with Seasway, and yeah, I just got the phone with Seasway just recently, like right before Darren called me, man, and they like the same thing. What Darren said, they asking about Moodoo in the UK. They asking about Moodoo in Oakland, like where they at. So. I'm taking the cancel with me wherever I go. I'm good.
So, bro, if this is the record label, this is Wu-Tang Clan, innit? Moodoo's Method Man. We're gonna push his album first.
Yeah, right.
We get a couple features.
Come up with the hooks. I ain't got a problem. And I want to say in Oakland, it ain't no surviving. Like Oakland, like that thing is fertile, brother. Whew. Praise the Lord. Big shouts out. What's up, Oaktown? I just want to say,
I look forward to it, man. I appreciate in building, whether it's physically or virtually, man. As I said, I know right now there's no limits as far as us being able to communicate. So, if we can't physically make it happen, if there's barriers, we can definitely make it happen through technology, man.
Magic is on our side.
All right.
Ain't no more barriers. It's a wrap. So look, man. Hey, I appreciate everybody that came through. Thank y'all, man. Creating a revolution. What up, Ron? Everybody. All right, Bread. We finna be up out of here. Peace, Ron. All that. Oh yeah, this guy right here. He went 5'7",
21. It looked like the Fibonacci sequence to me.
Well, you know where they got that from, innit? You know where all that comes from. So,
yeah. Right. Yeah, we gotta rename it, man. So
yeah, for sure.
All right, fam, we're gonna holler at
All right,
y'all.
peace.
Please go over to the KI Network if y'all want to stay in contact with us. Please shoot over to the KI Network and drop in your email address, phone number, so you can stay abreast of the things that we're doing. Just go over to the KI Network, scroll down. If you want us to have a conference in your city, if you want to have a psychedelic conference in your town, a connection, you know some folks. Yeah, we want to invite you to Oakland. We want to invite you to Detroit, Atlanta, but you can do one in your town. Birmingham, Alabama, Orlando, Orlando, Florida, Tacoma, Washington. Like, we want to come to your city, so don't think that.
Birmingham, UK, Manchester, UK,
There you go.
London, UK,
There you
Berlin,
go.
the Netherlands,
Paris,
Prague.
please let somebody be in Paris.
Bubba laid foundations for us. You know, he laid some foundations.
Yeah.
Where
Australia. Yeah.
there you go.
Black Russians. I do Russia. Please somebody be in any Asian country too. Thailand, Tibet, Cambodia, Philippines. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So we thank y'all so much for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Zooming in to tune in. We found y'all in peace, man. We're gonna leave y'all in prayer. That's just how I do, because it's my channel. So if everybody can take a nice big deep inhale through the nose. Slow exhale out the mouth. And up a core, get you like you been got. Tatia Tezara, Kabel Renard, Amcha, Sagvanu, Taharanu Nara, Nah get bored, the Shea Yakadeka, Kavava Shamma, Barkam Tara, Rakame, Tazika Taker, to me Gamma, Kasim Kadosh, Baru Tufka, Nahel Adateka, Yakid Gehel, Lamchapanez, Okre, Katushka Taker, Shavatanu Kabel, Ushma, Tazakatanu, Yadea Talamo, Baruch Shem, Kavomakuto, Nalam Vae. We gonna holler at y'all. Peace.
Funktionality, man. Funktionality.
Yeah. There we go.